enough. I feel like it's close enough. Is it yeah, it's 12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock. So, that's not quite framed exactly where I'd like it. Maybe a little more like, nope, that's got a cable hanging in it. You know, if everything was right, we would think we were somewhere else. That's all right. That's all right. 3 p.m. is noon. In California, that's how I know I made it. See, the things haven't run out yet. It's 12 o'clock. Somebody said spin the thing. Susan doesn't appreciate being called a thing, but we'll spin the thing anyway. That means we've officially begun, right? Have we begun? Oh, I don't know. We'll find. We'll see if Mr. Spain, if we can get him somebody to ban today. Like, give him a timeout. We'll give somebody a 10. We'll see if we can get somebody to give a 10-minute timeout too, because then we'll feel like we've actually like we've made it. Then I'll feel like official at that point. Am I tired today? I'm extremely tired today, and I went to bed last night at 8:30 p.m. And woke up at 6 o'clock this morning. That's not a thing that happens. I slept for like 9 hours, and I'm every bit as tired as I was before I went to bed. So I don't know what that's about. But we'll it'll work itself out, I guess. I've got seasonal affective disorder, as they say, because it's 50 degrees, which is what, 10? That's like 10 degrees to the rest of the world. It's 10 degrees inside my workshop. And the motivation level to come out here and work on stuff, oh my God, it's so low. It's so low. I can't even move rocks. It rained for 2 days. It rained Wednesday and Thursday. I finished recording and it started to sprinkle. And I came in and I was editing it while it was raining. So yeah, I've got videos out through Sunday, but I've got to record tomorrow. Yeah, Mr. Mann is correct. The storm has petered out mostly, but it is over Arizona now. Yeah. Ordinarily, I fall asleep about 11 and I wake up about 5:30, and I call it a sleep deficit. I operate my entire life in a sleep deficit, and then eventually what happens is it catches up, and then the sleep comes on involuntarily. There's a differentiation that I draw between going to sleep or falling asleep, because I believe that's a conscious activity. Like, you decide, now is the time when I sleep. There are times when I'm sitting in a chair or sitting on the sofa or whatever, that's not falling asleep because it was done without my permission. I just shut down for a little while. I'll start with attempting to get a timeout. Red Cat makes awesome, capable rigs. I mean, if you have no experience with anything else, I can't argue with that. Thanks for running Deadpool through the canyon. That's what we're here for. I'm moving somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 pounds of bricks to the other side of the yard. That's like a baby quantity of bricks. That's just a tiny. It's like 700 bricks. We had to move a tower of bricks right on the other side of the wall to this building. There's a tower of bricks. It's about 6 feet high. And I think when we did it 12 bricks by 12 bricks. And we kind of, we do this, putting them together. And we've moved that stack of bricks twice. Someday we'll put those bricks into the brick place. Did you get Bruce's jack? I did. It is bolted to his hood right now. Cross Keys Colors is on fumes. I feel like I'm on fumes as well. There's no need to play the world's smallest violin. It's beautiful outside now. It might rain again next week. We'll see. This is our fake version of winter. AMK double CVD axles and 5mm stubs are unavailable. You can probably find, if you look for the AMKs that are the whole thing with the rear shafts, those almost never go out on Amazon. I just bought these a little while ago, even though I don't have an axle to put them in. And the 5mm stubs as well. You just, Amazon doesn't want you to find them, so you have to hunt for them. How long did it take you to edit Bruce between in-car and handheld? The trick is none of those cameras are iPhones, so they don't go out of sync. So I just do the claps, and then it all stays in sync, and then I just have timelines on top of each other, and then I just chop it into pieces. It's not really that bad. Editing 3 to 4 cameras isn't too bad, so long as audio doesn't continually go out of sync because of variable frame rate. I'm gonna have the Spanish guy put Espresso-Matic on a timeout. How do those Alley Berserkers look? They look just like, I mean, when they do the clones of particularly pit bulls, like these have to come out of the same molds. Concerningly, there's some stick to them, but you can tell it looks like they were pulled out of a mold that had like worn out, like the mold was falling apart, and it was time to go to the new mold because some of the crispness is not there. They are remarkably thick, like really thick. But that will get recorded coming up here in the next couple days, and we'll find out how those do. 5 Crawler Canyon memberships. Oh, I didn't even check, man. I didn't even check to see how far I've fallen. It's not conducive to my mental health to keep track of it, because watching them fall off. Where am I wanted? The Inland Empire of Southern California. And the mouse doesn't work on the laptop for some reason, so I gotta touchpad it. 275. So actually, oh, that includes the 5 from today. So we were down to 270. That's not, oh man. Is it? Yeah, 270. We are now down to 2024 numbers because all of the gifts have rolled off. Oh, there's been 270. So now we're 280. Now we're up to 280. 285. I just got a notification I'm going to lose my Red Cat points. Whatever will I do? Any more night runs in the future? I like the canyon at night. Not in the immediate future. Think like June, July, August. That's when the lights really come into their own. I know it doesn't mean anything to people who live in places where there's weather, but at night here it's like upper 30s, low 40s. And as soon as the sun goes down, to us, the dwellers of the desert, it's properly cold. So I make an effort not to go out there when it's nighttime. When it's nighttime. 15 and 8 minutes is not bad. Generally, what is better, more weight in the front or 50-50 on the car? On a crawler, you want more weight in the front. The amount of weight in the front is not hypercritical, in my estimation, from what I have gleaned. A lot of people get really focused on that front to rear split, and I don't think that it matters as much as people think it does. I think the more important number is the proportion of unsprung weight to sprung weight. So if you can get more weight unsprung and less weight sprung, it's going to make the vehicle behave better. And big front splits are bad at a lot of things. If you start to get a real lot of weight up front, like in a Sportsman, They don't descend well. They don't side hill well. There's a lot of things that they get not good at. And then you start having to rely on a lot of geometry to help keep you out of trouble. And look at that, 10 more. 10 more. Did you see that the FlySky G11P came out? Yeah, $200. That's a little out of my ordinary range. Oh, did he put him on timeout? Any idea when the Zoku FFL will be out? Sometime in March. So it'll be out sometime this month. Would you buy a carbon or piece one together from used aftermarket parts? That's how I built mine. I built mine by just piecing it together. Now, I tend to have more pieces laying around than I think some people do. You guys are kind enough to send in boxes of stuff to be contributed to the rigs that are going to be built for the giveaways this month. I don't currently have enough to build. There are two that I want to build. One on C channels and one on flat rails. And I don't have enough to build either of them yet. I'm missing some core componentry. Like for the one, I don't have a skid. For the other, there's just bits and pieces missing between the two. But it's only the 7th, so it's not a problem. Someone else just mentioned on through an email this morning that they have sent a box in as well. That's supposed to actually, it was supposed to be here today, but the postal shipping has updated to packages in transit. That's all it says. So, I mean, who knows? Everything lately from the USPS has either been a day late or 2 days late or 3. Getting things on time is not something that has been happening lately. Yeah, those two guys, man, they really dodged the memberships. Crowley Canyon building the new Vanquish portal kit. EFP, there's nothing new about it. That is basically Argenum without the body. They made no fundamental changes. They put the cheap aluminum weights off of a VRD on the portals at the front, and they put the stuff inside the gearbox, the machine gears and the aluminum bearing plates. And that whatnots. For frame of reference, oh hey, 5 more. Hey, for frame of reference, if you saw the Zoku FF video from yesterday, that is basically the gearbox out of a stance. I built that thing. All I had to order was the shafts, the input and output shafts, because I had all of the pieces to put that VFD together. That is a completely all-centered bone stock VFD. All of those pieces are what I call quality of life improvements, and I don't know if I would be super thrilled with trading in wheels, tires, body, etc., just for the pieces inside, because while I know Vanquish charges an extremium, that's an extreme premium for the cost of their internal gears and their gearboxes, they aren't really necessary. Half of the VFDs or twins here still have plastic bearing carriers, and the ones that do have aluminum carriers both have clicks. So Argenum's click comes and goes. I don't know. I've just basically given up and stopped trying to catch it at this point. You said something about swapping in VP gears to another gearbox, and I remember thinking that's brilliant. Then I slept and have no recollection of what it was. The gears from the Vanquish Hertz dig unit, from the Hertz V2 dig, transfer perfectly and without drama into any inexpensive dig gearbox that you can buy off of AliExpress or Amazon, particularly the $30 ones. It's about $30 for the gears. So at the end of the day, you end up with a $60 gearbox, which is what it costs to get the QT, what I call the tricolor gearbox. So I don't recommend it unless you already have one of the $30 dig gear boxes that have the brass dig gear in them, because those brass units will wear down very quickly. Hey, 5 more. I almost missed that one. Your opinion on the best value kit RTR as a starting point for someone wanting to build a Class 2 rig. I used to feel like I had more of a handle on what Class 2 meant, but now Class 2 can have flat rails. It can have axle-mounted steering, as they call it. I thought Class 2 was just a bigger, tired, not necessarily hard-bodied continuation of Class 1. But now in Class 2, now if you can do flat rail and axle-mounted steering, I would say the best value is still a Mias Gold Rush. Start with a Gold Rush, and you can feel free to change out the gearbox because there are no points for divorce transfer case anymore. So you can run any gearbox you want in it. But it's really cheap. And, well, I just saw that there are sellers on AliExpress selling basically a full clone 10 Pro, no axles. So gearbox, rails, all the bits that hold it together for like $80. So there is a growing number of options. VRD Carbon is your best starting point. The VRD Carbon is not bad. The VRD Carbon does not qualify for Class 2. I don't think, at least by the new rules. You can make some changes to make it qualify for Class 2, but there's something about like the width of the bumpers. And also why the VRD Carbon is not what I would say. Because if you live outside of the United States, the VRD Carbon is really expensive, like eye-wateringly expensive, whereas the Mias costs pretty much what it costs world round. Did I send you enough for shipping? Yeah, that should absolutely be enough. The box is big, but it doesn't weigh a lot, so it shouldn't be too bad. Now we have C2.5. Ugh. Yeah, TRX4 Sport, depending on, so he said Class 2, and if somebody says Class 2, I interpret that to mean competition, that they're going to use it competitively. And while I consider the TRX4 to be the most versatile platform to start with, if you're buying and building with competition in mind, I don't think a completely stock TRX4 is where I would start. In Michigan, C2 is brushed and stock rails, a lot of other rules, RTR-ish. C2.5 is pretty broad, main limit is... So C2.5 is like the old Sorca Class 2. Then there's WRCCA or whatever it is. There's a lot of ruling bodies. Class 2 is if you have between 100 and 120 millimeter tires. Yeah, the Sport High Trail is not a bad deal at 300. You're probably going to want to change the tires because your CG is to the moon. It comes back around to that sprung versus unsprung weight. If you know what you're doing, something Cobra fabled from AliExpress is the best value. That's probably true. I still can't link my YouTube to the Discord. Can I still be in the raffle? I will give a special concession to that gentleman, though if he wins it, it's going to sit here until he comes back to America because we found out what it costs to ship something to Israel, and it is eye-watering. Crawlapalooza C2 is very open, like pins are legal. Yeah. They make aftermarket shock towers for Traxxas high trail frame rails. Longer, and I wonder if I can get more flex out of it. Yeah, you can put most any frame rail you want on there. Hot 6 Wizard Class 2. In my area, they may limit to 4.75 tire size. Nobody really uses circuit rules specifically. That's good. The SR Customs Hillbilly Chassis. I've never heard of it. VRD Carbon's around 630 here in the UK. Eey. Woof. AliExpress has 10 Pro clone with brass axles for $295. Oh, he'll be around here June, July. All right. Mike Cross says you'll pay shipping for the if he wins. Wait, I had a work meeting. There's a giveaway today. Yeah, there's a giveaway every Friday in March. At least as I stand here and say it right now, because I'm tired and I'm in a bad mood today. So maybe I'll change my mind. Also, the wife told me yesterday that I was being mean. I believe those were her exact words. You're being mean. You're making it too hard. And I was like, too hard to give things away? I don't what? I'm not, they're not doing anything. I just don't want to have to go. Let me put it to you this way. When I gave away all the tires, and there's still a couple sets of tires here, and it's too late for those tires. They're going in the pit. That morning, Saturday morning, I sat down to, I stood here. I stood exactly where I'm staying right now in order to get everything packed and ready to ship out, right? And contact people to tell them how much shipping would be and everything. By the time it was done, I had spent about 7 hours, not in a straight sitting, but on and off throughout the day, getting everything packaged, chasing down who sent me an email with no pertinent or relevant information in it about what tire they wanted, where they lived, what we're talking about at any given moment. And it turned into, as Jack Donaghy would say, one giant ass ache is really what it turned out to do. And I don't want to do it again. I've heard a great many suggestions, and if there was somebody who was willing to move beyond suggestions and was willing to, you want to run it, but talk isn't just cheap. Talk is absolutely free, and a lot of people talk. And just talking about that, I'm getting ornery again. And I shouldn't get ornery, right? Like Friday is what did I miss? Make some fresh lemonade to brighten your spirits. We do have the life has given me lemons. We do have a lemon tree. Is there a better, stronger shock shaft I can get for fake drives? Yeah, Traxxas shock shafts will drop right in, as one would expect. But at this point, unless you're located outside of America, you're kind of trending into the category of you probably should have just bought big bores, because they're like $27 a pair. They were on sale at A-Main. They might still be on sale at A-Main for like $21 a pair, and even the Chavs can't beat that. They do come with springs and cups, but you're going to get better shafts, better seals, better pistons, better everything in the Traxxas, the actual Traxxas version. Let's go back to the you need to work for it giveaway. I'm on board. Posted Hillbilly and Wall $225 for CF rails with custom links depending on what axles you want to use and skid. That seems to be that's becoming about like the norm. That looks like it's becoming the norm, that like $200 to $250 price point. Which just every time I look at it, it makes the Wizard look that much better because of what comes with it. I tried to be as low maintenance on the tires as possible. Some people were very good. As a matter of fact, I can't remember who. I shipped out 33 packages that afternoon. I shipped out 33 packages. I don't remember who it was. There were people that sent money to cover shipping like immediately. And then they were like, the on the top of the PayPal receipt, it would be like, for this tire. And then there's their address and everything. I don't need to know anything else, man. Shipping is covered. They went in an envelope. They got a label slapped on it, and out they went. And maybe some of those people cut the line. I don't know. Because I was just trying to get them out of here. I won't be able to work on the website in a while. Next week, I'm going to get quacked in school, and the projects this week and more next week. I have so many I dead. Hey, man, whenever it happens, it happens. RC4-wheel drive just launched a new tire, might be the smallest I've seen yet, a 3.5-inch, 1.7-inch Toyo. RC4-wheel drive will not let go of the 1.7, and no one else is picking it up. Buy a TRX4 Sport High Trail and do the Crawler Canyon mod, narrow them. Maybe dumb, but we do dumb things, right? What most people do is just buy a Sport High Trail and put the 1.9s on it. They don't change the shocks. They don't change anything. It just looks like a lifted stock truck. And it's going to bring your CG down like 3/4 of an inch just from dropping the tire height. I'm still at work, or I do gift memberships. It's all good, man. All in all, it seems 400 to 500 range is about average to get into a reasonable car build. Yeah, I agreed. Yeah. Oh, and the new tire is an X2 S3. Well, then, I don't even consider it. Oh, so the 2660s are still on sale at AMAN. Nice. Never did shipping on purpose, but I was the one who had to fight my PayPal and needed a payment request sent. I do remember that. Share the photo of the new RC4 drives I shared in the Discord. They look tiny even on a Mojave body. Well, now I'm curious. And I have the two computers going. And it's being a real okay. Look, laptop, don't start with me. Oh, I'm in full screen for some reason. Why am I in full screen? Stop being stupid. It's really upsetting. What? Where did you say you put the photo? I'd have to scroll back up. My Baja Claws are 1.7s. The only good thing about 1.7s is that you can use a 1.7 rim on a 1.5, and you can put a 1.7 tire on a 1.9 wheel and solve yourself some problems. Half the gifted memberships don't show in the donation tab. Yeah, that sounds like YouTube. Have I got time to make a coffee before the giveaway? Absolutely. How can I win some? Giveaways are only for channel members, so you have to be a member. So on here, your name has to be green. And you have to link your YouTube to the Discord. And that was because I'm lazy. And, let's see. How many people are linked in the Discord? I can't see it. A number. There's a number of people, and there are around 75 people, I think, are in it. How did you do the paint job on Jolly Green? I really like that color. I want to do it. Now that is a question I can answer. So, I think it's all in this one. I got two and I didn't need to do it. The first coat down, Spazstix 1679 Gold Pearl. You feel like you threw your money away because you spray it down and nothing changes. It looks exactly the same. Even if you hold it up into the sun, it looks exactly the same. And then behind that, Spazstix Candy Apple Green. Now, obviously, you can replace this with whatever color you would like to do. Now, I can show you two examples, and then that was backed with Tamiya PS9 green. Those were the three colors I used, and I think I backed it in black. I think. Okay, it's really dirty, but I can clean it off a little. So, yeah, backed in black. So that's how it got that like lizard skin. So the anodized green has got some reflecto pop to it, and then the gold underneath gives it that hue. That's how we get that lizardy hue. And I honestly didn't know how much of an impact doing the ano green before the green was having. It is definitely having an effect, because I painted the body for the FF like immediately after I filmed that video. I painted the body for the FF. So it was painted for a little while. So this is the gold down with red, just Tamiya red over the gold. So it's not nearly as noticeable. It's still there. There's still that gold hue, but it's not like, I mean, you can see the difference. So this is just Tamiya red over the gold pearl, and then this is the gold, and then the anodization, and then the green. And it really, there is a lot more color depth. So I think the real key is the ano green. And then I didn't have any black, so I backed this one in gunmetal. But that's not going to make a difference. It was basically fully opaque before it got backed. I haven't made any decision as to what color the wizard is going to be. I will figure that out after it gets here. 2.2 Rhino on my high trails works great. Oh, I can show the photo. I just don't know what section it's in. Oh, there's the chassis. That's quite an angle on that skid. Yeah, the no rear shock tower is really starting to become a thing, it would appear. Which Losi Mini T spring kit do you recommend? I've linked it several times in videos, and I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember, because the only difference, they're like the same rate, but it's just the length. It's the length of the spring that's different. So I don't know if I can answer that. Have you ever used the Tamiya Lame Flake? No, I am not independently wealthy. So Tamiya also has two colors that they call like anodized. They have like a pink and they have a blue that are like anodized. The 3-ounce can is $17 for the anodized colors, and the Lame Flake is almost as expensive. I want to say it's $15. Meanwhile, those cans of, if you can get Spastics where you are, those Spastic cans were like $8.99, and they're bigger. 4.5-ounce cans for less than a Tamiya 3-ounce can. So that's why a lot of things get painted. James N says it is front mini Teesprings. Wizard is gray or white, so we can call it Gandalf. I like that. I like that. I'd like Susan's ugly cousin, terrible paint job that has a vroom sound. Yeah, the sound that comes from this is 100% a byproduct of the inexpensive manufacturing method that I used, which was a ball nose router bit and then fill it with ball bearings. That's how it gets that rumble. Did someone send you the Endura Klingon tires? No, I bought them. I bought them directly from Endura. They arrived yesterday. They feel very S5. I'm quite anxious to see how they do, but it was raining even this morning, so it is not tire testing conditions outside right now. Well, I mean, it's Predator-ish weather. It's in the 50s, but everything's soaking wet. Ooh, we can start talking about Hugo. Did Lord Pennaby get narrowed up? I am going to attempt to, well, I have two ways of going about it. You know, hey, you gave me something to keep my hands busy with. Because I have a set of wheels that I need to put together. Mostly to satisfy my own curiosity. Oh, you saw that, right? That's what I get for being cavalier. So I can't get any more offset than these. I'm not a huge fan of this type of wheel personally, but it is as narrow as I can go. Those S5 even on sandstone at the beach during the winter, they just don't grip here. S5 has done well here, but the conditions have to be just right. Meaning, like today, they would probably be tremendous outside. But hit me up in June, and we're just sliding around. I needed something to busy my hands, because it's not that he's excessively wide. Oh, we can do a look-see. How much skinnier will we get? He is outside to outside. I'd call it a hair over 220. So it's not like he's grotesquely wide. It's just that body is really quite narrow. I've had a set of those flat-faced carbon wheels like these. Were nice on capper axles, but at the end I didn't like the off-scale looks. Yeah, I'm the same way. And his wheels are already built with the narrowest hexes I can put on there. I've already pirated the hexes for these for something else, because I think they came with 14s. So we can build them with no hexes, and then we can see what we end up with. Ooh, that's really on there. Did I hairspray these? I cannot get that ring. I cannot get that ring out of there. How old were you when you got your first RC? 13? 1985? Late 85, early 86. So I would have been 13 either way. Holy cats, man. Yeah. Okay, I'm about halfway. Oh. Yeah. Look at the groove. Look at the groove. My thumb has got a groove in it now. My first RC was a Kyosho Turbo Ultima. It was also the first thing that I ever built my own chassis for. We took one of those do not dig gas pipeline signs, which are made out of fiberglass, and we cut a chassis out of it. A flat plate chassis. It's going to be every bit as bad to get this in here. It's not getting any better trying to push this thing back in. This was my test, because if I have to buy another set of the 1.9 carbons to use as the test set, I will do that. But I am definitely not taking this out of here. These have those silicone inners. They are absolutely savaging my hands. But that may have contributed to the performance, because we don't have to worry about the rings sliding around. Actually, Kyosho, I wanted an RC10, but I couldn't afford it. So all my lawn mowing money went in towards the Kyosho. Now, I didn't have Optima money. The kid across the street had an Optima Mid, and that thing was chain drive. That thing was gnarly. It might take me the rest of the afternoon just to get this thing together. I should have put bubble. Well, see, these rings have that step, and it's getting caught really bad. I should have bubble juiced this. I'm not even halfway. You know what? Fine. I'm not even halfway. We're going to make a mess. I don't care. So now I'm just going to have slippery hands if this doesn't work. We were all rock busters and grasshoppers. Yeah, I had to be the one. I had to be the outlier. All of my buddies, one guy had a frog, one guy had a grasshopper, Super Avante, Hot Shot with the one shock in the front. There were a lot of Tamiyas. I don't know. Would you believe that in my life I've owned three? I've owned 3 Tamiya vehicles in my whole life. I'm about to give up. I cannot get this ring into this wheel. It has not moved since I started. I think I got a little of the bubble juice under it. Nope. So something about this silicone, now when I press down on it, it's sticking to the bench really quite badly. All right. We should be able to get this together. No, these are definitely 1.9s. What I should have checked was they're pretty narrow. These are going to be a pain in the ass. I can tell. These are going to be a real pain to put together, which is not helpful for any future plans of using these as a test wheel, but we'll find out how it goes. Yeah, the whole bead is just pooched out. As I mentioned, I'm not a huge fan of this style of wheel, both cosmetically and functionally. But if we're trying to tuck a tire under a ridiculously narrow body, this is one way to do it. There's no guarantee this is going to go well. Audio is going. Oh, no, I was just talking quieter and quieter because my brain. Did I carpet tape it? Yes. Did my friend's paper rig for 2 weeks for his little grasshopper roller, but then figured out that radio gear was prohibitively expensive. Yes, I should have gotten a big hammer. Can we get a build with spinners on the wheels? I saw something. I think somebody 3D printed it. It came up on Facebook, and somebody put spinners on their vehicle, purely out of a desire to, out of a feeling of just because. I think. Let's see how this goes. Okay, they give you a whole 2 different lengths. Yes. I feel like those are the short ones. Maybe they want those for the hub. We got 8s and like 5s. There's a left and a right, but which is the running direction? Well, I thought they were actually marked. So, you're asking, do they go like that? Or do they go like that? They go like this. The big tooth is on the outside, and the little teeth are towards the inside. So this is a left, and this is a right. So looking at it from the front, it should look like that. And we know this because the Baja Boss is the same thing, just done cheaply. So that they don't have the reverse. It's just the same thing twice. So it's all... Baja Bosses are all lefts, I'm pretty sure. I was looking on the rack, and then I remembered I gave the Baja Bosses away. RC is cheaper than girls, no contest. 100%. See, it's already pinched the lip. So the lip of the tire is now laying down flat against that flat face of the wheel. If I can rotate it around. Oh, it's upside down. Oh, no, don't turn. Don't turn. There it is. Big old chunk of bead in there. And now I have to unmount it and get that chunk of bead out and then do it again. They are going to be really narrow, though. I'm young enough to remember chasing girls, but old enough to not to remember why. It's good times. I was at my bike shop a while back, and the gentlemen who worked there were having a discussion about what it's like to date here in the young parts of, well, we're a quarter way into the 21st century already, aren't we? And I was like, good God, I would not exchange where I am for where you poor souls are, because it sounds awful. The reality out there is not that far off from, I need a man in finance, 6'5", blue eyes. It's genuinely not far from that. And everybody meets over the internet now, which is having the craziest effect, which is people are either not trying, or I'm not 100% sure how it's working, because like the divorce rate is going down, because I guess now in the era of social media, it's a lot harder to lie to each other about who you are and what you are. But they're also not getting married. So is the marriage rate really down? I mean, is the divorce rate down, or just people they're just skipping the whole first step altogether? I don't know. My wife and I went on our first date in 1989, so I don't know what that's worth nowadays, but this is awful. I so remember why I hate these. I so remember why I hate these. Mr. Lopez asked, what about the adjustable offset? The problem is the adjustable offset wheels are true beadlocks. So to put a set of tires on and take a set of tires off, you have to take 24 screws out. I know some folk out there just run half. That's still 12. That's still 12 screws to put in and take out to test run. These are not going to be a viable option for this operation. I cannot get both faces into this wheel, period. So maybe we try, we'll sink the face. No. Every time it pushes on the lip, it folds it out. Now, if I can get like 3 screws into it without something unmounting itself. Nope, it's already popped. No, this is awful. I hate these. God, I hate these so much. I call it. I quit. This is not improving my day. It was a lot easier to get out. These wheels are trash. Every time somebody asks me about these, I just want to tell them, don't. Don't. The ones with the 6 posts are good. The 2.2s with the 6 posts. These are garbage. I hate them so much. That's not a difficult tire to mount. Terrible. So I'm right back where I started. The only difference is now my thumbs hurt. So I guess that's a place to go. Not sure the usage of carbon wheels when you want some front weight. Yeah, but rotating mass is not the optimal mass. You're better off with static weight and then get the wheels lighter. I'm only in the business for the offset, and it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Yeah, the bubble juice on the ring to begin with was definitely the way to go. Watch how quickly I will put this Hot Storm wheel back together after I fought with those pieces of crap for what seemed like an interminable amount of time. Some lesser portion of eternity was occupied by that. Sure, be that way. Fine. Should be like maybe a piano, but then they give you weight without the extra needed parts like the ones that Temper came in. Yeah, pin mount hubs is going to be what it is. I'm just looking for a wheel that doesn't have this like 4mm little dip, but apparently that's just how it is. Yeah, see, if it doesn't mount like this, then it's making me work too hard for no reason. The tire is so sticky from all the bubble juice that's on it now. And that's all back together. I like a productive episode where I end up right back where I started. I'm going to order the pin drives at some point. At some point after the 21st of the month, I will be ordering pin drives. In the meantime, I'm going to try to make my own. Oh, these are the opposite now. The bubble juice has gone too far. The tire is going to be sliding all over the place, at least until that dries. But I don't have any class 1 to test right now. I can tuck SSD Steelies on MES portals with the pin mount hubs. Nice. Nice. So it's not time wasted if you had a good time, and I didn't have a good time. I didn't enjoy any of that. My hands are cold and they hurt before, and now they're really cold and they really hurt. Looking at my 1 of 4 sets of adjustable wheels, you can run 9 screws, not 12, just for what it's worth. I use them to do what you're trying to do. Yeah, but here's the thing. Now do it 30 times. If it was just to do it once, If I was building a set of wheels, not a problem. Will pin hubs fit within the knuckle weight? That I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna find out. It's gonna get to a point where it's probably gonna be less labor intensive to just change out the axles. It's gonna be more expensive, but it's gonna be less labor intensive. Okay, it's 1 o'clock enough ish. It's 12:55. The stream has been going for an hour, so an hour will work. Okay, so what I've done is I go through the fleet and I make an effort not to duplicate, right? Unless it's deliberately for duplication, like the twins. Okay, like I have a steel cage build, that's Wolverine. I've got something built off of a Rift, that's RoboKitty. I've got a Capra cage. I make efforts not to build the same thing more than once. We can have interpretations. I have 3 10 Pros, but none of them are remotely alike. They all drive radically different. One is stock gearbox on straights. One is stock gearbox on portals. One has been converted into a lightweight. So they all kind of share parts and similar, but they're not the same. And what happened was, looking at what was in the collection over there, I had 2 vehicles whose behaviors was very, very similar. And they were basically kind of the same thing and just happened to be side by side in the garage over in whatever garage is closest over to the wall. So if you're interested or not, the first slider of March is that one. If you're not interested, that's absolutely fine. None of this is mandatory. And when I say slider, I mean generally don't anticipate electronics, nor wheels, nor tires. Though, I mean, I could. You want some carbon beadlocks? I will throw those in there. Yeah, it's Kronk. I don't know. It's the Injora chassis for TRX4, TRX4 axle, spools both ends. Incision S8E 90mm. It's got trail link mounts all the way around. It's got a brass mount in the front. It does have a Power Hobby TR4 for the 2-speed. Yeah, I can pop it apart. Because it had to have some modifications done, because I wanted to fit the JLU, which was just hanging from a rack here. I wanted to fit the JLU and have it mount like the JLU. So it's the Injora Carbon. Apparently some people have broken it right here doing stupid stuff. So don't do stupid stuff. I guess the newest version of this uses a bolt-on panhard mount instead. Servo mounts out in the front. It has been trouble-free. If you mount up anything above, it will fit, because the servo sits out here. Whatever you want to run. You can fit a 775 in there. It will fit the biggest. Weighs 2,200 grams as the slider with the body. And I don't know if I ever actually showed it in a video, but it's got Kronk. Kronk is in there driving. Kronk is driving Kronk. It's one of my favorite. I painted it with a sponge. This is hobby paint and a sponge. I liked how it came out. That body has been around. The JLU is a tough customer. So yes, Jonathan, today is the 7th of March. It is March 7th. So should you have the ability to post in the Discord, you put your screen name. Like in Jonathan D's case, it would be Jonathan D. March the 7th, Kronk, and your email address. The email address for contact. Hey, look, there's already some in there. There's already 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, like I don't even know why I was even I don't even know why I was worried. People know what they're doing. Didn't you paint it when it was too cold to spray? I think I did. Yeah. So all the paints are right over under there. And I and for more fun, I tore up the white outers of these. So I took one of these and I tore it up into chunks, and I basically dab painted it and then went over it in flat. In some spots, the paint has started to wear down enough that you can see the mustard yellow color underneath. And I just taped over I never repainted the inside, so you can see the little edges of the mustard peeking through. That was one of the very first things that showed up here. Oh, hey, thank you, Stephen, for your wheel woes and hospitality. Like, it really... That will be my regret of the day. Will be those things. Oh. Yeah, see, this is going nicely. It almost tried to restart for an update for me. Okay. All right. And at some point during the hour, pardon me, at some point during the hour, I will enter those into the wheel and I will spin it. There's quite a few. Ooh, I have an opportunity to attempt to be lazy. I have a few sets of those white parts of the inserts if you want them. I have a lot. I think there's still some down here at the bottom. They're starting to get kind of ugly down at the bottom of the sack. There's one. There's another one inside of it. Oh, there's another one. I just shipped some out. Oh. Whoever does this is definitely getting some of these crammed in the box with it. Because that's how we do. This shouldn't be too difficult to ship. It's not that big. There may be some increased level of disassembly, but I don't think there's going to be, because I think pretty much everything, no, even the stubs are under the body. So it's just a box. It's more of a box to fit the body than it is anything else. My pillow bag. That bag is the kind of thing that's going to get you stuck at a border crossing for a couple hours. That's why it doesn't leave this building. It's just a place to hold the foams until the foams are gone. Until I get rid of them. Since the giveaway is members only and is one and done, and win once and you can't win again, that is what chat agreed on some time back. We said, does it feel fair if you win and then you've won? And people were like, yeah, that seems good. And okay, I want to say that in terms of rig wins, we've only got a couple. Brorb, Jerry's old guy reviews, he got Blackjack. Brorb got Missing Link. What we never really agreed upon was, like, yeah, the Brorb, exactly. Jeff is spot on with the Brorb rule. because otherwise it will just land on Brorb every time. Every time. Didn't his name come up like 3 times on the day we were trying to give stuff away? If you win, you can choose to send it to Ed. Oh, yeah. I mean, you could. If you win and you want to give it to somebody else, I'm not your dad. You can do whatever you want. Once that wheel gets spun, it's not mine anymore, and you're free to do with it whatever you would like. That's the thing. That is the part and the parcel of giving stuff away. Oh yeah, Lee Jordan won the Couvert. Yeah. So you're saying I could change my name? You should change my name to Brorb. Well, then you would never win anything because I've sent too many things to Norway. Too many. I don't want to send any more things to Norway. Nothing against great nation of Norway. It's just very expensive. The missing link to Norway cost twice as much as sending the Couvert to England. Twice as much. It cost double the amount. And Tapas was right in the middle. It was dead in between what it cost to send to the UK and to send to Norway. Spain was right in the middle. And I want to say, I think the Couvert, no, the box, because I put that 10 Pro body in with the missing link, that box was a little bit bigger. Not heavier, and not a huge lot bigger, just a little bit bigger. So I will make every effort, if I have to cut a box to ribbons to get it to fit, this will be going in a box that is like this long and this wide and this tall. I buy a Wizard, but shipping is crazy, €80. Listen, Belgium, listen. If you order a set of tires or a single body from J Concepts in Florida and you live in California, it will be $15 to $18 to ship a set of tires from Florida to California. €80 to send a Wizard across the expanse of the Atlantic Ocean to another country, it honestly doesn't sound that bad. Particularly when you consider what is it. Yeah, Espresso Matters got it right. Just order 3. Then the shipping doesn't seem so bad. And €80, they're not really sticking it to you. Because when I sent the Flanco, I had to send it to an Air Force base first over there because the regular shipping was going to be almost $100. Yeah, international shipping is brutal. I'm in Florida, so it not should be too much. Yeah. Anywhere, if you have a normal 5-digit normal, as in terms of America, if your zip code has a letter in it, it's probably going to be expensive to ship where you are. If it's just 5 numerals, then it's not going to be bad. Even sending Blackjack to Alaska was like $40. Like it wasn't that bad. And that's Alaska. Basically another country. But when I sent Hardline, which was the Phoenix built for Shaker MT, when Hardline got shipped back, using USPS Ground Advantage, it was $12 to send that rig to Montana. $12. Yeah, I'm gonna be able to manage this. It is quite a lot of names. I'll say that. I will say that. I didn't even know they put letters in zip codes. Yeah, anything over in the UK is like H63 2N1. It's crazy. It's crazy. Also, their addresses. And New Zealand really carried over the address formatting of the UK, in which you live in like 4 places. It's like Trent-on-Stoke, Glastonburyshire, and then another thing, United Kingdom, H65L4N. Their address is like this long. I don't suggest having to ship a set of 24-inch dually wheels to Canada. $800 for freight. I had the building. The building that I am in had to be shipped here on a truck from South Dakota. And mind you, this was a long time ago. But it was around $800 to have this building delivered. And this building came on a semi. Like the whole semi was like just this building. I don't know if they dropped off any other buildings along the way. But yeah, $800 to have a building delivered. Yeah, my address is nuts. Is it Stoke-on-Trent? I know there's a something with Trent, and I know there's a Stoke over there. I know there's something. I know the names of many British places, but some of them get really, I mean, the word, it seems to be cartoony. Like, I can't believe that's a place that actually exists. Hey! Belle. I don't know what a sec is. Sweden? Oh, Stoke-on-Trent. So, okay, all right, okay. So I was close. Stoke-on-Trent is a place. I feel like I've seen it in a movie, like think like a Notting Hill type movie. I've definitely heard Stoke-on-Trent before. Can I do thumbs ups in the thing? I can. I'm not even going to look because I know for a fact that my name is still Gray. The fun part will be going through the names and seeing if I can find the names on the wheel that are already on there, and I'll just delete the other ones. 100 thingies! In Kronor. Don't go to Stoke-on-Trent. I don't know what it is. Stoke-on-Trent is famous for its pottery. Huh. There you go. Yeah. I just sent out an envelope, Mr. Cross, this time around. Fingers crossed. 3 American stamps on it. There is an envelope on the way to Rakaya, Akatahuna, New Zealand. And this one's going to make it. It's not going to go walkabout. I can't remember if I wrote the last one. I don't write them anymore. My penmanship has devolved into basically scribbling. So if possible, I just print them out on the same thermal labels that I use for everything else, and then I just cut them out of the thermal label and I slap them on the envelope. Oh, yeah, that does remind me. If anybody wants stickers, you know what to do. Send me an email. I just to satisfy my own curiosity, I mentioned on the Discord, to satisfy my own curiosity, I cut up a full roll of decals to find out how many there are on each roll, because I was really curious as to how many I actually got in my order. 340 per roll, 9 rolls, 3,000. Is it 3060? Sounds right? Something like that. It's over 3,000. 3060. It's over 3,000, which is pretty good economy because I ordered 1,000. So I'm throwing out stickers. How about a nice sticker application for Croc for the Live Stream? Oh, yeah. He's got the old one, and it's kind of fallen off. All that dirt is on the inside of the window. That's the problem of that's the problem they never talk about full interiors and bodies. I'll pull one off of here. We'll try not to get my greasy ape fingers under it. Finally got to catch one live. Nice! Mr. Conrad. I'm telling you, I'm a big fan. Wow. As I lifted this thing up with 2 fingers, it really did occur to me how heavy this body is. It is not light. You should make a deck of cards with all your vehicles for us to buy. I could fill a deck of cards. That's what's alarming. If there's nothing more alarming, it would be that I can do 52 cards. Who would be the Daphne would be one of the queens. Who are the queens? Daphne, Misdirection, I don't know. Then I'm gonna RoboKitty. I don't know. Is RoboKitty gendered? I don't know. Let's get some of your new decals. I have some. Should sign the body inside. Crawler Canyon built. Like I said, there's a nice big flat on there. So the blind man's not here. He painted this interior. If you give a blind person a spray can, they can't really determine how thick they're putting that paint on. Look at you can see physical thickness of paint. Oh yeah, Jake the Snake is the ace of spades, man. Like, for sure. Yeah, and a king for Jolly Green. I should be writing this down. Scarlet. Scarlet's got to go in on the Queen section. We'll go Silver Sharpie here. What did somebody say? Baseline would have to be an ace. That's true. Goes that bird. I'll put 24 because I think he was built last year. Kronk, you built. It's in there. Kronk, boom. Who are the jokers? Junkbot. I feel like, I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough call. Because, Rattlecat would make a good Joker. That's true. Because there are rigs here where it's not about, like, pure performance isn't the thing. Pure performance isn't the thing. Bruce is terrible as a rock crawler. Terrible. But like, he's so fun. Like, I think that's, I don't know. I feel like that's the more Joker stuff. I don't know. And then when I get into the suits, like, it's not about, like, it's easy to pick, like, oh, who would I make as a king or a queen or a face card or any of those. But the hard one would be, like, who's like the 4 of clubs? I don't know. Bruce is the 7 of diamonds. Is there a special, I don't know, is there a special significance to the 7 of diamonds? I mean, every card below the face cards. Nobody ever thinks about the 4 of clubs or the 5 of hearts. They're all my children. I can't pick a favorite. How small can I make this and not have it ultra minimize? Okay. I think I'm gonna. The only cards that matter are the face cards. Everything else is random. I'll have to wheel to pick. Imagine how. Oh man, I haven't thought about Milborns in forever. Oh my god. That's crazy. I haven't thought about that game in forever. That's a deep cut. I don't think most people know. Oh, Top Trumps was a card game in the 80s, a bit like Pokemon, with cars and tanks and stuff. You can make a deck a bit easier as you don't need 52. Yeah. That's nice. I want to see. Does it transfer over? Good. No, it doesn't. Good. Good. I was worried that the Wheel of Names was gonna carry. Again, I'm gonna misspell most everything. I wish I could be more interesting while typing, but it's not a thing that happens. We're going to be using Crawler Canyon cards like Pokemon cards. Just finished unloading 280 27-pound boxes in the suburbs of New Orleans upstairs in this lady's house. Nope. Mm-mm. That's all you, man. I will continue to do this. Here's an idea I just had for myself. Maybe, because I'm using 2 computers to complete this task, maybe don't put the one computer behind me so I have to keep continually turning around to see it. Maybe put it right here so I can see it. I know, it's crazy. We don't do capitals. That makes things a lot easier. Also, doing this part on the streaming computer is a lot easier too, because then I can screen share it. I'm thinking. You might think that I'm not thinking, but I'm thinking. Because for whatever reason, the way this works, it has to be at the front. And anytime I open any other window, this disappears, which is not helpful. I'm sure there's a way to work around it, but how much effort does that entail? think I've been very faithful to no capitals. So some of these names are going to look weird because I think some of them rely on caps and no comps. Need to use all the reviewed tires of the Pokemon style cards first edition. Only needs 150. I think I could fit it. Does anyone else know the name of the wheel app? Wheel of Names? Yeah, my keyboard is loud. I think I've only misspelled a couple names so far. I want to see how many are we going to get? I love this keyboard, but if it were like, if the keys were like 50% bigger, that would really be something. Because I can easily hit 3 keys at a time with my meat claws. And now, more than one person has made the suggestion, oh, you can just do the copy paste thing from Discord. That's great. I mean, it's true. I'm not discounting it. But if it's in here where I'm copying these from to paste them into the wheel, can I do screen share? Is screen share working? Oh, I should have checked to see if screen share was working. Look at this. Look at this. I don't have to enter these again. Like, the person who wins, their name gets, but then I don't even need to put these in again. Like, I just put them in once. Thomas Williams was the last one I put in. I can't. I feel like I'm getting down near the bottom. Massey. Mr. Man. Stunod. Ooh, I like a nice short name. Jason Tetkowski. That's a long name. Rice Crispy. I feel like there's going to be as many people as were in last time. Clickety clack, clack, clack. Michael, but with no E. Huh. McCall. Michal? Shatkovsky. CZ. Czechoslovakia. Justin Becker. Clive Whitford. Ben Wet. Oh! There's that name. Lee Jordan. Oh, Henry N. Okay, fine. We're going to put Brorb in here just to see if it lands on him again. And if it does, then we know that the Wheel of Names is patently unfair. And we're going to have to find a new method. Window capture, not display capture in OBS. I thought that, is that what I have? Boop. That's right, right? Is that right? That looks right. Yeah, I still have the tabs open from last week. I am not a fast typer. Oh, that's right. We gotta add Jimbo. I'm just gonna put Jimbo, and then I will also add Craig Simons is trying to connect, and when he says that he can't get connected, I 100% believe it. Building custom keyboard sounds wild. Yeah, and Brorb is in the Discord talking about how he won 2 things in the same week from 2 different websites. How's that new Costco coming along near you? Mr. Lopez, that opens tomorrow. I will not be going for probably 2 weeks. I told you I was going to misspell everybody's name. Glenn only has 1 N. So I will add. I mean, it's the first week, so we'll go a little easy. We'll add Craig Simons, because I feel like, I mean, I don't know. You could judge. Maybe the rigs are getting more. Like I have more stuff put into them, but we'll see. Yeah, I remember JP Word had mentioned in the Discord, it took him like 10 tries to get it to connect. Is my name on there? Because I still can't figure out how to connect my Discord. I'm going to put his name in here because he can drive over and pick it up. Don't think that isn't considered in as an advantage. If I don't have to ship it, that's solid. All right, so I'll add in a couple. I know I'm going against my own arbitrary rules, but it's my rules, so. I believe I just saw in there. Somebody said, ever open your yard to come crawl? If you want to make the trip, come on down. You can drive as much as you'd like. Hey, Bertel got in there. I already put him in there. Like, we can go to here. So there's the couple that I added down at the bottom. I'm pointing at it with my finger, and you can't see that because you can only see that screen. So, yeah. Yeah, my ball. I make the rules. There's, it says how many people are on the thing, right? I think it says 45. 45. That's not bad. And I can't view that window and the chat at the same time. Rig giveaways should be picked up in person. Absolutely. We'll establish that. I am very close to Ontario International Airport, so you can fly right into Ontario. I'll come down to the airport and pick you up. It won't be a problem. It's like 25 minute drive, not a problem. So if you're a Victor, you can fly into Ontario. I'll pick you up. Can I sleep between the slots course so I can be there crawling for a couple days? There are flat areas. We can provide you with tent accommodations outside. Yeah. And if you come in the summer, we can only drive at night because it's going to be too hot during the day. But at night, The overnight low is like 70. So in the Freedom units. So sleeping outside actually isn't super miserable. I was thinking about going to that Costco tomorrow. You could just meet me there. I am absolutely not going to that Costco tomorrow. I will make the trip to the new Costco, which I wish I could get a camera. I need is a 50-foot lightning cable a thing? Can we get a 50-foot lightning cable so I can just walk around and show parts of the shop by just carrying one of the phones around? You can see the Costco out of the door of the shop pretty much. You can definitely see it from out in the canyon. You can see, well, there's the post office over there, and then you can see the Costco over there. Got any non-sleazy motels nearby? We actually don't really have sleazy motels, at least over in this part of town. They're all kind of nice. A couple people have stayed in the somewhat local hotels. We've got what is the one that it's the terrible name? It's like Spark by Hilton. Take Bruce to the Costco. I will add these guys right here. That's close enough. It says Bog, good-looking fella, but everybody knows what I mean. I mean, I figured I'd add people, for a while. There's going to be so many people there. It's going to be a zoo. Okay, let me tell you. Here's a little one for you. I'm not saying that I'm a creature of habitat, but I absolutely am. I am a creature in the habitat. I go to Costco every other Wednesday. My whole theme got messed up because both Christmas and New Year's were both on Wednesdays. So it messed the whole thing up. I go to Costco on Wednesday. I have to mentally steel myself for it. I went to the Costco 2 days ago on Wednesday. And I don't know if you've heard about the thing about eggs. There's like an egg thing going on. There were separate lines for eggs and to get into the building. The line for eggs went down one entire side of the Costco by 9 o'clock in the morning. Costco opens at 10 o'clock in the morning. And a guy came out in a vest and he said, "Who's here for eggs?" And I was like, "Not me, man. I can go without eggs for another couple of weeks. I'm absolutely fine." Don't get me started on the egg thing. They had to hand out little tabs to people that said that they were getting eggs. Otherwise, there was going to be a riot. There's going to be like an egg riot. And they had one pallet of eggs. And by the time I filtered back to where the dairy section is, all the way at the back to buy milk, they were already out of eggs. And people were kind of spicy. They were getting a little spicy in there. And I was in the Costco for a grand total of 25 minutes from when they rolled up the roll-up door to when I was getting in my car. And there was nobody in line ahead of me to check out. And the entire parking lot was absolutely full. Completely full. It looked like a Saturday afternoon at 9 o'clock on a Wednesday morning. I don't know how much to factor in of that was that it was also Ash Wednesday, because there was a lot of people with the schmutz on their forehead. They had a little smudge, and it seemed like a whole lot of people went straight from church right to the Costco in an effort to get eggs. Guy307M says, yes, get started. This is not tightening down your tinfoil hat. The egg shortage is manufactured. It's like the lumber shortage that we experienced during COVID, when a 2x4 cost $9 and then they overestimated how much people would pay for a 2x4, and then they got stuck with lumber, just piles and piles and piles of lumber, and they couldn't get rid of it. And then the price of lumber went from $9 to like $1.79 for a 2x4, just like that, because then they had this overglut. So what's happening with the eggs is they're just gouging us across the board. And there it is. Bill Truitt said the words, manufactured shortage. Do you want to know how it's a manufactured shortage? Every time I go to Costco, every other Wednesday, I buy the Jimmy Dean sausage, egg, and cheese croissants. I buy 2 boxes of them because my son eats them all the time, and I eat one for breakfast 6 days a week. The price on those things have not changed at all, and they have a big egg patty right in the middle of it. You can go right now to a Denny's or an IHOP or any breakfast place of your choice, and the price of the food has not gone up at all. But it should have, because there's an egg shortage. You can go to the Costco, and if you're one of the people who's in line early enough, guess how much 5 dozen eggs at the Costco cost? $22. The same exact amount that it cost before the egg shortage. Costco isn't gouging you for eggs. They're selling them when they always were, as they always did. But if you go to the supermarket down the street, 1 dozen eggs is $10. Meanwhile, over at Costco, they're selling you 60 eggs for $20, which is, that's California prices, by the way. The fact that we don't flinch at $22 for 60 eggs, that's pretty cheap. I buy a 3-pack of half gallons of the Horizon Farms milk. That's $14. That's California, baby! If you have any curiosities as to what things cost in California, a gallon and a half of milk costs $14. That's why there's a line at Costco and you can never find them. Exactly. Because they're not gouging. That's all I needed to know. I harbored inside me this feeling. Plus, there have been a bunch of Instagram reels where people are like, I'm an egg farmer. I'm not having a problem producing eggs. Aside from that, Costco was the final thing that warranted an egg rant. Because when I got in there and saw that 60 eggs was $22, I was like, well, there it is. That's all you need to know. That you're just getting gouged for the price of the eggs. If you are a commercial user of eggs, then you're getting eggs for the same price you always paid. I pay $6 to $10 per dozen from local farmers. Yeah, I'm 100% with Mr. Franklin. If there was a place local to me that was selling organic eggs, and they were $10 a dozen, I would pay that guy $10 a dozen. I would much rather pay $10 a dozen to that guy than $10 a dozen for factory farmed eggs. And the $10 does not ensure availability. That's artificial inflation. It's not price fixing. It's the other thing. Where when you take a resource that is not reduced and you charge people a price as if it is reduced, it is, my brain. Ooh. If you buy something for $5 and sell it to somebody for $10 because they don't know they can also buy it for $5, that is called this. Oh, I'm not doing chickens. I've known several people that have chickens, and the cost of chickens is crazy. Like the cost in feed and making sure they don't get sick, and you have to have a rooster so that the hens produce more chicken. Anyway, yeah. Scalping. Yeah, it's basically scalping. That's not the word I was looking for, but that's pretty good. Do I ever leave the canyon? Mr. Bill, I was up at Horseman's Park just 1 week ago, up in Crapple Valley, Victimville. It was awful. Being there was nice. I hung out with the gentleman who paints bodies, Mr. Knudsen, and some of the gentlemen from Operation 11 Charlie. It was a wonderful afternoon. And then I had to leave and drive home, and we drove through a cloud, and like a cloud, where the freeway slowed down to 10 miles an hour because the freeway was going through a cloud. And the traffic on Bear Valley Parkway, Bear Valley Avenue, whatever Bear Valley is, was apocalyptic. I've heard it called hysteria for Hesperia, but we've always called it dysperia. You think those are eggs you're eating? Is the egg story going anywhere? It's all fake. They're making us pay extra for eggs. It's just like every year the electricity costs more. Well, it doesn't cost any more to produce it. It doesn't cost any more to generate it or transmit it. What costs more is they keep getting sued for wildfires, so we have to foot the cost of those wildfire reparations. Lovely. Also, yes. Also, someone mentioned the smell of what comes out of chickens. I kid you not. In the location that the Costco was built right now. Oh, it's raining again, by the way. In the location that the Costco was built used to be a chicken farm, an egg ranch. Have I told the fly bag story? I feel like I've told the fly bag story. Please, no chickens. No chickens for me. The mountains of chicken poop were unbelievable. And the smell, when the prevailing wind would blow just the right or wrong way, depending on how you determine it, the smell would blow over here, and the flies. The amount of flies. It's almost rare to see a fly here now. Mr. Spain doesn't remember the fly bag story, so you get to be drawn into the fly bag story. So it comes in a flat pack thing. You screw this yellow cap onto a bag, and at the bottom of the bag there's a liquid. You mix something with water. It's in the bag. You put about this much of it in the bottom of the bag, and then you hang it up away from your house. Within 3 days, the fly bag is completely full and swelling with dead flies. Like, think 2 gallons of dead flies, which are now turning into maggots that are eating the dead flies. And if you didn't catch it in time and dispose of it properly, the bag would rupture and explode. And it would remind you that the smell of chicken shit isn't that bad compared to the smell of a bag of rotting flies that exploded. So, no chickens. Used to be a lot of dairies. Glenn, Chino is still full of dairies. There is a section of a street that I used to ride my bike down, because you could ride your bike down that and then come up this way and go past the corrections facility and ride all the way up into Upland from there. Whatever that street is named, it goes past the Enclave. You go down that street, on one side of the road is a cattle farm, and on the other side of the road is a water reclamation facility. People are buying houses that cost $1 million to live 1,000 yards from a water reclamation facility and a cattle farm. When you ride a bicycle through that area, your body goes into a protective mode and your nose completely stops working. Like, you go into like olfactory overload and you can't even smell anything anymore, because water reclamation and cows. If they just threw in a chicken farm there as well, oh, that place was the worst. Still is the worst. I'd take the smell of horse manure over just about any rancid smell on the planet. Yeah, horses, not bad. Don't think about the flies, Ed. Oh no, the gentleman from Tennessee is absolutely free to say whatever he wants about the Ghoulie Moo. That's what I called it last time. So for the remainder of the day, it shall be the Ghoulie Moo. Oh, it's hailing. It's hailing. I have nothing negative to say about the Ghoulie Moo because I have not had it in my hands. I have not experienced it. Perhaps Axial has struck inexplicable gold, and they made the thickness of the 2.2 that they put on the Ghoulie Moo more appropriate than the thickness that they've cast every other tire in. I'm not saying that I'm holding my breath. The microphone has to be getting that, right? Ghoulie Moo! Axial's been looking for my address to send me one. Look, they know where to find me. Horizon is like, that direction right there. About 60 miles away that way. They know where to find me. The Santa Barbara airport is right across the street from a waste treatment plant. You get off the plane and get a nice warm welcome via the smell of hot sewage. The 60 freeway through Ontario runs right past a giant reclamation facility. And woo! It will knock, like, you can have the AC on and it on recirc, and it will still pop into the car and grab you right by the nostrils. Miata with 5! Five mo. Worst smelling place I've ever been is Liberal, Kansas. Our work site was right between the sewage plant and the meat processing plant. Oh, no. No. That's not great. For the sawtooth! Yeah, it's coming down now. And it looks like the rain has stopped bouncing, so I think it's just rain now. The Ghoulie Moo. Oh, that whole section, I drove, during the Del Sol days, I drove up the 5 to Lemoore, California, Central California. Boy, howdy, the cattle farms are hot and heavy up there in that part of the world. And it did this when we were driving. It rained, and the sides of the road got all foamy. They got that yellow foam coming up. It was not good. I did not like it. I work on industrial pumps, and now and then we get sewage pumps. No. I have seeded many toilets in my day. I don't particularly avoid it. I've had people pay me to install toilets for them. I don't mind. But once we start getting into like a cumulative situation, like I don't want to work on stuff that is in the business of processing that. No, most of the dirty, like some of the dirty job stuff, we can get covered in carbide. That's fine. The pig farms, sewage treatment facilities, meat processing plants. I don't need to know how the sausage is made. I don't need to know any of that. Have I spun the wheel yet? No, I was going to spin the wheel in about a minute. Because I figured we went in an hour. That would allow people to get here. And then we'll kill an hour, and then we'll give it away. What am I, hard of smelling? I just can't do stank. Our cats brought in a rotting rat, and I instantly threw up. I drove to Chicago, and it was nothing but farmland until I got downtown. It stunk for 7 hours straight. Ooh, festival toilets. Yeah. I know what he means. Yeah, the portalet. Yeah. Tanneries. Yeah. The main sewerage works was right next door to a very large Tesco. It was survivable in the winter and avoided in the summer. My girlfriend has no sense of smell. That's odd. Because my wife has a... Jesus. What's an animal that navigates by smell? She has that, and she also has the hearing of a bat. She can hear everything and smell everything. And I mean, like, to where it's a problem. To where she's like, did you change your soap? But it does work out. There is a net sum positive because she can tell that I'm going to stink before I start to stink. She'll just turn to me. Like, I will walk through the living room and she'll just go, hey, go get in the shower. So, that I got that going for me. That works out. A polar bear. I don't know. I think if I compared my wife to a polar bear, I think I could get in trouble. All right. Let me see if I can shrink this window down. No, it just kind of, it makes it too small. I wish there was a way to get rid of the top board, but there's not. Okay. All right. If we go over, I got to do this. I got to do this. Then I got to do this. Then I got to come back over here. And how do I spin again? Press Control Enter. I know. We're talking about RCs in the live stream. Jeez, what has happened? What window am I looking at under this window? It just says all sizes. Oh, that's my email. I want to see my name. All right, I'll let it. I put it in as one word, I think. I don't think. There it is right there. It's coming around. It's blue. It's blue. Click anywhere in the wheel or screen. Oh, well, Bill, you've got to watch the most recent Jolly Green. I'm gesticulating in front of the camera that we're not on. You've got to watch the most recent episode that he's in because he's on Tusks now. Okay, so here it goes. Whoosh. And it is... There it is. I honestly thought it was going to land on an Assumption. I honestly did. So I'm going to leave that up there for a moment. And now they should still be here. They just posted like a few seconds ago, didn't they? And Assumption was that close. How long ago did I put that name in? It was kind of in the middle, I think. There we go. The universe has a perverse sense of humor. I know we broke the Brorb streak. Oh, Organized Chaos is driving. Yes. Organized Chaos, yes. And then we can see in the background An Assumption, Team Revolt, JDA 79, and Aaron Schmidt. You were all that close. Oh, wait. You were all that close. You were that close. Now Mr. Man is free to go pee. Okay, so because it has been sitting here, okay, Vegas Steve probably didn't see his name because I didn't see it in the Discord, and I also didn't I didn't see it pop up over there. Oh, what I was going to say is, so who are the two on the opposite sides? An Assumption and JDA 79. Okay. Jolly Green doesn't need a big block swap, Evan. He's already got an Axe V2 3300. It's way too much. It's way too much. Oh, so if you're a person that feels like you didn't make the list, you've got a week to try to connect your YouTube to the Discord, and then you can post in the Discord, and then it will add. So what I'm basically going to do is I am going to just remove Organized Chaos's name from the thing, and then next time around, we will add the people. We will add some people, and then we will continue on, and we'll just spin it, you know. So that's how we'll do that. Oh, there he is. There he is. He's going somewhere. He's going somewhere. I don't know where. I can't remember where Organized Chaos is, but they're somewhere. We'll send that there. Oh, so what I was going to say is to the two sides of that were An Assumption and JDA 79. This is still sitting here. It's been sitting here in this box. Espressomatic. Must be present to win. So, if they're not here, then we'll just spin it again. That's how we'll do that. We make up the rules as we go. So, I have you on Discord and YouTube. How do I connect them? It's in. Jeez, I need to like pin a post about how you go into. It's under connections. You click the little gear. You go to connections, and then you link your YouTube to your Discord. So, I'm on the Discord, but next time CC is the only reason I got Discord. Yeah, yeah. So we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out better as we go. Settings on Discord connections. So, if An Assumption or JDA 79, and be honest, don't just be like, "Ooh, I want a free thing." If either one of you could make use of this, which works really well, it's quite a convenient package, but I am pistol grip for life. I can't make myself use it. So it's going to sit here until the batteries give out. I got it at Costco on a lark. It comes in a cool little thing. So it's a driver. It's got torque settings. It's got a Nito light. Inside the tube are bits. None of the bits are particularly RC specific. It does have a 3, but it will just take any, you know, if you have any insert bits, you're good to go. I can't, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this, but the form factor is not my form factor. So, if one of you can make use of it, for being one away, I would ship that off to you if you're interested. It just charges USB-C. It's really well made. They make a mini blower, and I really want their mini blower, and I can't find it anywhere. And they are from Ontario, California. That's just right down the road. What is the other truck built on a Kuwu chassis the same as Zombie? Well, the Kuvera was. Oh, okay. And Assumption has a similar one. If JDA 79 is interested in this, he can have it. If not, we'll give it away next week. It's been sitting over here since, it's like 4 months. 4 or 5 months since. So like I say, I'm not forcing anyone. I'm not forcing anyone. And we have, not only did it stop raining, let me see. I can't see screen preview. Let me see. That's not, no, you can't really see for crap. It's so bright outside because it stopped raining and the sun came out. It's so bright outside, it just blows the camera out. So that's not explicitly helpful. Wolf Box is the cordless blower you want. Wolf Box. Sell me on it. Why do I want the Wolf Box? The MF50 or the MF100? Got alert for a bit. Mr. Odegaard had a stroke 12 hours ago. So call from hospital, off to inquire back in a minute. Oh, man. That is good luck and Godspeed on that. Red Cat Gen 9 2-speed transmission, good or pass? Well, you led with Red Cat, so I would stay clear of it. I cleaned the snow off my car with the Wolf Box. Okay. Now, what I don't need is the most powerful. Like, is it adjustable? Does it have like a range of blast abilities? I need it to clean out. Like, these wells get sawdust and stuff in them, but I don't want to hit them with so much air that Kevin is flying across the shop. So, did JDA see what you? It's better than the skill one I have. All right. Send me an email. Yeah, I watched the Project Farm one, but he was doing a lot of the things where I was like, if I need this much power, I have this much power. If I want something that will blow all this to smithereens, I absolutely have that. I have 90 PSI through a 4mm hole. I need like a blower to like blow things off. Not blow things into the next county. So the MF50 is priced somewhere where I would be interested. Hey, Bonita Creek got one. Bonita Creek's back in. I've gotten to where I use a corded air mattress pump. That's not a bad idea. Hey, baby. I have 90 PSI through a 4mm hole. Actually, the gauge is broken on my compressor. My compressor is in its 30s. So I have no idea how much that outlet pressure actually is. It's a lot. Mr. Knudsen says, thanks for hanging out with me on my birthday. He got an authentic Nobody Watches Wheelin' Wednesday sweatshirt. Authentic. When you box up that truck, can you put a paper in there with a recommended motor, ESC, and servos? I know what I need to get to get the best performance. Oh, Amazon Blue Case will do you fine. I would have put one in it, but I don't have one. I've used them all up. Fusion SE 1800 will treat you super sweet. And then you're pretty much done. Whatever radio you like. That's what I would do. The regulator. No, the regulator on my compressor does not work. All that thing does is compress air and then hold it. That's what it does. The gauge on the front, I think, sits at like, it just says 40. It just says 40 psi for tank and output. And if you turn the knob on the regulator, nothing happens. I bought that compressor in the year of our Lord, 1992 or 1993. I bought it off of Amazon that runs on Milwaukee batteries. They probably have a similar one that runs on Makita. I would need Bosch or Cobalt, preferably Bosch. I don't own Makita or Milwaukee. I tried finding Wheel and Wednesday shirt, but couldn't find it. Yeah, I will go through the store again to figure out why the t-shirts things don't work. Cafe Press, it just, the navigability of it is awful, and trashed airbrush works as a duster for delicate stuff. That's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I have 2 HVLP guns, and those do have adjustable pressure. I just cleared all my tough obstacles with the Guillemot straight out of the box. Where is it? Where's the sign? I think it's fallen behind. I would hate to wield it in this situation, but I feel like this situation warrants it. Yeah, it is a solid compressor. I bought a shirt, and after the fact, they sent me a 50% off coupon. Yeah. Yeah, that I bought an oiled 1-cylinder compressor, took it home in the back seat of my Ford Festiva. There it is. Miata Commuter came through for me. You need better obstacles. You've mailed me stuff before. You have my address in a Discord PM. Oh, I do. Do I? Carl Canyon, I don't know if I can add a section on the Canyon website to sell the shirts. Are you interested in that? I can search how hard it would be. That's okay. That was the thing that I meant to do. I want to see if Cafe Press does like links to where like external link. Like if you click that link, it takes you directly to that product, and then we could just have the links on the website, and if someone clicks it, it will just take them directly to that page on Cafe Press. Because even my link to go to my like administrator or owner panel on Cafe Press doesn't work all the time. Are you going to show how to make a brass cage? I've never made one. So I don't know. They're 1/24th scale obstacles. Nice. Yeah, I think, and I say, like I say, I don't have anything explicitly negative to say about the Ghoulie Moo because it has not been in my hands. So I cannot imagine that it is going to have a level of performance above what I have already preconceived in my box of notions. It is a trail buggy, and they market it as such, and it's big. So that has it going for it. Being bigger can often appear as more capable, because you'd have spots like, say you have a ridge or an overhang or something that you would have struggles getting over, and now you can get right over that because you've got 3 more inches of wheelbase than you used to before, or you're standing on a taller tire than you were before. There is also, I mean, he paid his own hard-earned money for it, so I don't want to say placebo effect is having effect, but it is never to be completely discounted. It's always possible. Not now, though. My brain is completely saturated in code. If you see another line of code in another 40 hours, my brain might self-destruct. Don't get one, you'll need bigger lines. Yeah. I drove one of the Operation 11 Charlie gentlemen was here, and he had his SCX6, and I drove it for a few minutes, and it was exactly It was precisely what I anticipated that it was going to be. It is a gigantic 10.3. And it makes obstacles look a lot easier because it's gigantic. So something that is difficult for something with a 300 millimeter wheelbase is often not as hard for something with a wheelbase that big. But you're just getting closer to reality. So if you take that thing to an obstacle that is truly suited to defeating a 1/6 scale vehicle, it is going to actively and aggressively defeat that 1/6 scale vehicle. The Gulimu is priced out of its range of capabilities. Again, it is not in my hands, but I have to agree with that. Because $600, I have an anticipation of performance that I don't think is going to be met. All my local comp buddies are moving to class 1 or 0 just to keep things more difficult. Yeah. I've seen a couple of H10 Origins so far. How about you? All I've seen on Facebook, and I haven't looked in a couple days, I will admit, all I've seen are, I got my ship notification. So I'm sure the next time I am on Facebook, I will see a bunch of Origins. The price of the revised Capra seems way too high, too. Mr. Hiscock, I bought the Capra kit that would later become both misdirection and in a sort of form Zoidberg, and I paid $249 for that kit. $249. Yeah, $600 for something with a brush motor, 100%. Yeah. And beyond that, we know Axial is going to feed us nothing but a steady diet of stickered, sealed can 540s and 550s, and garbage speed controls, and 200-ounce servos. That's just what they're going to do. They could give us more, but why would you give them more when you're hoping that they're going to buy all the Spectrum crap to upgrade the Spectrum crap that came in the thing? And that's the part that I don't understand. That's why I make a bad consumer, is because I can't grasp that point at all. If my $600 Gulimu comes with garbage Spectrum electronics, what is my motivation to buy replacement Spectrum electronics? If you're going to do it that way, do it like Traxxas. What's the Traxxas upgrade path for the XL5 HV, the Titan 21 turn, and the 2065? So there isn't one. They don't sell anything. This is how it is. You get that motor, that speed control, and the 2075X. That's the servo that comes in it. That's what you get. You can get an expensive upgraded servo from Traxxas. It's really overpriced, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just overpriced because you're paying name brand prices. Horizon, though, no offense to anybody, but the Spectrum platform is not a good one. I don't know who would be offended by that. Andrew asks if anyone's buying the new Vanquish portal kits. That is a Phoenix with all of the Phoenix stuff taken off. That is basically a plastic axled Ultra. That's what that is. VFD, a twin-fitted plastic axled Ultra. Compared to other things on the market, ignoring that the Wizard exists, ignoring that, the $399 for the portal kit is a value compared to, like, geez, I don't know. I would try to justify how I think that might be a value, but I don't know. I don't know. They are exchanging $150 body for gears and a motor plate. Yeah, that's it. Gears for a hopped up VFD twin. I don't think you're getting back enough to offset what they took out of it. I like that VFD twin. I don't have anything negative to say about that VFD twin with the aluminum plate and the aluminum standoffs and all the machine gears throughout. Nice. But one could make you the argument that that is how that gearbox should come to begin with. And as I mentioned, sort of on and off in the beginning, I have 2 VFD twins that are built. The one in Argenum and the one in Zorana. That's it. Every other one is chock full of Vanquish sintered gears and have never given me a problem. So the machine gears are one of those quality of life improvements, but not pointing fingers, unless you happen to. Someone in the chat may or may not have improperly assembled their VFD twin and grenaded one of the gears in it. But other than that, it's few and far between that you're going to break the gears inside a VFD or a twin. Bill apparently broke his. Yeah. How? Like, what was the situation that occurred? Sintered axle gears, bad. Don't do that. And even that said, TRX4 gears are all sintered throughout, and you very, very rarely hear about people breaking those, except for portal input gears, and I consider those to be disposables. Those are there as points of failure. But I have yet to break a gear inside of a gearbox of any manufacturer. He fessed up to it. I don't know if you saw on Discord, but I got an RC6 GS. You're right, it is so much better than the G7P. Yeah, that is not comparable. That is not comparable. The G7P is so bad. It kind of still, for me, for me, it's the worst aftermarket radio you can buy. Like, I'm not talking about RTR radios. There are some RTR radios that are not great. But that G7P is such not an improvement over the GT5. It was the first run of Phoenix kits, and Vanquish sent me machine gears to the hobby store for free. So you probably more got something that was defective. I just blew up an Injora SCX-10 transmission right before the wheel and name spin. Nice! I've got an SA86 and an SA75 sitting in my Amazon cart, both slated for builds this year. Can't wait to pull the trigger. Already on 2 Flash Hobby 60 kgs. I've got an SA75 over in a box waiting for the Wizard. Portal gears or diff gears for overdrive. That all comes down to what you want. What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? I personally, all other things being equal, I try to only add underdrive. I don't like to overdrive. Portal gears only overdrive. So I will use portal gears when I absolutely have to. Or to fine tune, because generally portal gears work in 5% steps and axle gears work in 10% steps. So if you wanted to say get 25%, like I try not to speed up the front axle unless we have a ton of gear reduction. 10 Pro on portals, it's like 85 to 1. To get the speed of it back up to where it's actually drivable. I had to do it in that thing. I'm gesturing over my shoulder. The base camp, Chungus. I had to put 1421s in Arla portals because it was just slow. It was so slow. I had gotten it to go so slow. And it's got a 2300 in it, and it's still slow. So what did I do? I can't remember. My TRX6 has had about 15 pounds in the bed going up a mountain. Still haven't broken anything other than burning out a motor. So will Element RC come back to life, or have we seen it all? I mean, it does not seem like Thunder Tiger is really showing any interest in expanding or even maintaining Element. It's a shame to see, but recent releases are not encouraging. How much play should there be in an F9 Portal? One of my rigged fronts have almost half a rotation at the tire of slop. So what you're getting is, what you're experiencing is cumulative nonsense, which is sometimes unavoidable. Let's see how much this guy's got. TRX4s are pretty good. Because TRX4 drive shafts and TRX4 axle shafts are both CVDs, we get about this much. So that's about what? Maybe a sixth of a rotation? Because every step you go through, you have the lash between those gears. Portal rigs will always have a little bit more of this than straight axle, because it has to go from a gear to a shaft that's on another gear that goes to another gear that goes to a shaft, which goes through a CVD, then into another CVD, then into the gearbox, which goes gear, and all of those teeth have to move around. Yeah, tolerance slack. So that is about the minimum amount. That's actually not that much. It looks like more out here, but if you watch the lug, that lug moves what? 5 millimeters? 5-6 millimeters? If I sent you a set of Boom Racing axles, would you replace the Diamond Pros on the Lord? I would. You're talking like BR80s? Yeah. But are those Link axles? I thought those were only Leaf axles. That's, to be honest, well, I get paid on the 21st, guys. This is 7th. You know I'm broke. You know I'm hella broke right now. I can't afford to pay attention. So, yeah, something fitted with universals. Who can I grab? Yeah, that seems like more. This worked out. I just remembered who is supposed to get the other set of, universals. More flong. I have a set of Upgrade RC doubles, and I could not remember where they were going. They're going right here. They go in this guy. That's what I bought them for. He's broke because somebody... It was $250? Thank you. Did he miss my question for the 4th time? I can put buttons on the website that send you to whatever the URL. That shouldn't be hard at all. Do you want me to do that? I have a list. I have to make a list of everything. Yes, put that on the list. Put that on the list. They use link brackets that mount to the leaf mounts. Oh! All right. Is that new Costco hiring, Henry? Yes, it is. It is. I'm not getting a job at the Costco. I'm not getting a job at the Costco. I hate going to the Costco. I cannot operate under the assumption that the new Costco is going to be appreciably better than the Costco I have to go to now. Oh, look at that wire. What is going on with this particular camera? Dark? Light? Dark. Well, no, not dark. Dark. Light. I don't know. Yeah, this was a guy that Zobazu would definitely have a somewhat higher level of performance if I switched to a different tire. But when I mounted these tires on these wheels, these were the tires and these were the wheels. Do you want 70s or 80s? I think by reading the... somebody on the Discord, forgive me. I have face blindness and name blindness. Somebody is compiling a list of axle widths. I want to say that the 70s are real skinny, aren't they? Like real skinny. I don't know if I can find it on the Discord. But I can try. Search. Helps to spell it right. A short list. Oh, I found the one that's too old. Ugh. Wait, there we go. So it's half an inch. So 70s are 5.8, 80s are 6.3, and 90s are 7 inch. I don't know. Miata Commuter, I will leave it to you. You are definitely more in the class 1 mind. Like you would know, right? He's rocking a Mojave. I can make a wheel wider if need be. That's not a problem. But according to the list, 5.8, 6.3, and 7. I don't know. I would be in options overload, not knowing whether to go with the 5.8 inch one or the 6.5 inch one. 70s with narrow offset wheels could get the tires tucked almost under the body. Yeah, so I would probably do 70s with like a normal offset wheel with like a 9mm hub to get it to where I'm going to try not to. I put all of his screws in his bed like an idiot. I would like the fender to be like right here. I don't mind. Why is this? Now this camera seems really dark. I would like the fender to come out to right about here. So in about, what is that? So we're talking about 20 millimeters narrower. I don't need them all the way under. I want kind of like, if this was a smooth arc that continued, I want that to come down over like that outer lobe lugs in. And I can't make the rim any narrower than it is. So I guess the 70s? 70s, I guess. Because, mostly because it should be the 70s. Because then for test wheels, I can use whatever. The default test wheel is 105s on a 9mm hub. So if I can just slap 105s on 9mm hubs on it, excellent. So I guess the narrowest would be the best. We still have to find a day and an hour to work on your website. True. As long as that exact day I don't have to work 5 hours on school stuff, I should be free. All right. What do you think about that Spectrum ISXR ridiculous remote? Like the one that has like a web browser in it? Dumb. Like, I mean, okay. The Futaba, the Big 10 channel, it's a great radio. It's a fantastic radio. We don't need it. Under no circumstances should you be spending $700 on a radio. I know that it's wants over needs, and if you want to buy a $700 radio, I'm not going to stop you. As long as you're not spending my money to buy it, absolutely go ahead. Is the Radiolink RC4 the best radio in the world? No, it's not. What it does do is check a whole lot of boxes. And if you're ordering them off of AliExpress, you're paying like $40 a radio, right? That ISXR is what I call tone deaf. The release of the new, I'll do it again, the new Vanquish kit is as tone deaf as the IXR, IXSR, whichever it's called. How big is the market for those? Right, yeah, on sale for $550. $550 is like what? 10 RC4s? Even if I'm buying them on Amazon, that's 8 radios for 8 rigs. That's at full price. And I need to start ordering them off of, okay. It's y'all's money. I order them 2 at a time now, but I ordered a 6 to replace a 4. And then I forgot who's supposed to get the 4. I'll remember it. It's still sitting in the box. So I'll remember it and I'll steal his 4, install this 6. So that's just a swap radio. So then somebody else will have another radio. I am not a radio share guy because at this point, it would be, would it not be ridiculous for me to share radios? It would seem to me, and maybe perhaps this is self-justification, but it would seem ridiculous for me to be sharing radios, because I refer to it as the fleet because it is a fleet, and I have one RC8X, I've got one of this or one of that. I buy radios to test. Can you pair other brand receivers with the RC4GS? No. Just the Radio Links so far as I know. If you want to pair other brands, you want to get yourself a Radio Master MT12 and then learn how to use Edge TX. Android as an embedded platform is a choice. Boy, is it. That is a choice. But the deal with the RC4GS receivers, I have seen them on AliExpress for as low as, and I am not kidding, $1 American for a receiver. But I don't share, so I just did a trade with the man from Tennessee, and I have a handful of RC4, the little caseless receivers, and those get moved around. I tuck the antennas inside of these. The antennas I don't have any use for are these, the big 7 and 8 channel ones, so I try to trade them out. What do you think about the new Capra? I think that it is, I would call it Capra version 1.1. They did some quality of life improvements, but they didn't really change the Capra in any meaningful way. I like the Capra as a selection of components, but I don't really care for the Capra assembled as it is. I like a Capra axle, but I do happen to think that Axial makes the worst Capra axle. The center pumpkin Capra axle is kind of the worst one. Updated Capra, as I would say. Capra V 1.1. You couldn't even call it Capra version 2. Capra version 1.1. It's too expensive for what it is, for sure, because everybody makes an offset Capra axle now. And you can buy an Injora Capra cage and build yourself a Capra for significantly less than what it costs to buy the Capra from Axial. They better phase out the older one as soon as kits. Oh, they've been doing that quietly in the background. How many receivers can you bind to a Radio Link? I don't know how many total, but I will say that the number is 10, because each model will do ID seed for 10 rigs. So you could have 10 rigs powered up and on all at the same time and hot swap between the models by just switching model as long as they're on ID seed. So I would call it 10. How many model memory? Maybe it's on the box. Let's go like that other channel. How many channel memory? 30 model storage. There you go. So it will store 30 models, but I really only consider it 10 because there's only 10 IDs per radio. And if you're not using ID seed, you should be. A real Capra cage is less money than an Injora. Is it? I hate my four-wheel steer Capra even after a ton of upgrades. Only one thing about it like is the transmission. If they sell it separately, I may grab one. Oh, well, yeah. Well, see, that's how they get you. Axial sells the panels for a Capra for like $35. If I were to cut a link to make it shorter, what die should I use to rethread? M4 by 0.7. I have a mini one. I don't have a full-size one here. I don't even know if you'll be able to read this. Can we get in close enough? There it is. 4 millimeter by 0.7. That is the standard threading. That's what I use. This little tiny boy. I get this little tiny boy at the Lowe's. He's excellent for cleaning up threads, and it just came with this selection of, I think it's 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait, a 7. It's got a 7 by 1 because that comes up all the time. 7 by 1 comes up all the time. I must say I had a DX5 Pro in the bottom of the closet, and now I can use it with the Groms. It's pretty cool. But what took them so long? I just booked up a Radio Wing 4 for my tow rig, ordered 2 switches, flash, some firmware, and it's a 6. That is absolutely true. You can also just buy the whole wheel assembly and put a 6 onto a 4, like this. That's how you get the two-tone black and gunmetal radio. His radio started off as an RC4, but if you turn it on, it's an RC6 on a 3S, and he's got the switches because he's a Phoenix. You got to have the switches for the Phoenix. Oh, what a cute little die holder! Isn't it the best? Like, it's like, I mean, we're doing tiny things, so we might as well have tiny little dies in a tiny little die holder. I was standing in the line to make a return at the Lowe's at the Kohl's this morning, and there was a woman in front of me, and she was typing on her phone, and she had very long fingernails. They were very long, so she had to have her thumbs like sideways, and it was kind of intriguing to watch her type, right? And then I noticed, I don't know if she just had normal human-sized thumbs or if she had kind of stubby thumbs, but I looked at myself like this, and I was like, freak. Her thumbs came to like there. They were like that long. Is that normal? I don't know. What do normal thumbs look like? When you make the OK circle, can you fit a paper towel tube through your OK circle? That's normal, right? I have normal thumbs. I'm normal. I was going to use my lathe to cut threads, and it only has 0.75 and 0.1. Huh. I heard someone say the updated Capra is what the first one should have been. Yeah. David, 100%. Yeah, that's how the Capra should come. But not four-wheel steer. Oh, if he's got a Vader skid, what really helps a Capra is getting rid of the gearbox. I would still get rid of the new gearbox because they're like, oh, 45% more gear reduction. Yeah, okay. That's still half the reduction of a 3-gear. Or half the reduction of some low-profile box like a Nod 2 or an OD3. I have the same. Mine bend backwards 90 degrees. Yeah, mine only go that far. I just got a new tap and die set. It started at 12 millimeter and goes to 1.5. Oh, God, please. I hope you don't mean a tap. Never make me, or a die. Never make me thread anything that's 1.5 millimeter. I did it on my Capra with the Chanquish dig. Axle should be there in 2 weeks. Look at you. Okay. All right. So I think he's going to beat his brother. Let's get another one down here. There's too much empty space. He's going to make every effort to bypass his brother for the Ship of Theseus title. As in all parts have been replaced. So the body is really starting to it is definitely its best days are definitely behind it. Ooh, that's a nice hole. Oh yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, look at that one. He's coming apart at the seams. Yeah, so as Stu Not asks, along the lines of when is Lord Pennaby not Lord Pennaby? When is baseline no longer baseline? Now, when we ordered the Lord, he was a Enduro SE. So we have a fresh, shiny, brand new body. This identical body, which will go on him. But, so he still has quite a bit of his original plastics. He still has a lot of his original plastics. This is a different rear axle housing. He's on like his 4th front axle housing. This is finally, I think it's a Trial up here. It's still stock knuckles, but no, it isn't. They're factory team. So we've already replaced the knuckles, the C-hubs. The servo mount has been replaced twice. All of the links were replaced. All of the plastics have been replaced except for the bottom plate. The bottom plate is still the original piece. And as you can see, his links are almost worn through. So he's going to be on a test, and he's going to pop a front link out. He's running axials here in the back to get his wheelbase the right length. He's almost worn them flat. There's something wonderful about the underside of Baseline that is just worn to nothing. Stock drive shafts that came on the RTR. But yeah, that's getting real flat down there. Yeah. But he's only broken one or two rod ends in use. Wolverine breaks them all the time. All the time. I think it's the metal axles bolted to a metal cage. Put all the stickers on the new body, problem solved. Yeah, I mean, the Hobby Wing is so sun-bleached, unless you knew that said Hobby Wing, you wouldn't even know what it said. Some of these are they are wearing off. That's a lot of self-writing, is what that is. I can't remember if that was a pink one or if it started red. I don't remember. Yeah, he hasn't had a sticker put on him in a while because I don't know if it would adhere. But in terms of how tough is your Lexan body, these are way up there. Oh, I didn't even notice that one. It's a lot of use. He's gone through a lot of use. So all the upper plastics have all been replaced. He's had at least 50% of his parts replaced. And I don't mean parts replaced because I was like, oh, let's replace that thing. I mean, it was the grenading. It was the grenading of the bearings. So he runs bushings on the inners. The inner bearings are bushings at both ends. Somebody said, what's the best route to 4-link the front of an Ecto? You basically just need another 73. You need another front upper. So this guy, you just need another one to attach to the other side. And then you need a servo on axle bracket. And a bunch of people make them. They are innumerable how many there are. The new SE axles come with a servo on axle mount. Yeah, 4-linking a front of an Ecto is probably easier than anything. I'm surprised the body mount holes aren't blown out. Yeah, like they are. We're starting, the body clip is actually physically starting to wear through the bed. And we've started to get these little random cracks and shatters starting to split out. It is, when you can push on the hood and make the door panel pop out, I think he's just rolling with the punches now. Well, I would grab the other one, but I don't remember how far up into the rafters it is. Oh, it's right there. Oh, man. Here's a side-by-side for you. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. So, about 4 hours ago, I was looking for an Element skid. For just an Element skid. And I could not find one. Like, I think I've used them all up. There is a whole chassis under this thing. All the links, I don't remember. Woo-hoo! I mean, can it even be rationalized as the... Has seen some stuff. He's definitely seen some stuff. So when it comes to it, and we're gonna basically wait until it falls apart. When he needs to get it replaced. I do remember when we put in the grill and the wipers, the mirrors broke off on the very first drive. They both, like, they're supposed to fold, and they snapped off instantly. Oh, where is the detailed grill? They don't come with it. You've got to install that. Yeah. The new body isn't baseline. Yes, but this is. Oh, I have somewhere in a bin, I have this grill, but in black. So he'll enter his black phase, and he'll get the black grill on the front. I won't mind not installing the wipers, because most of the time what happens is I only notice when I'm in the edit that one of the wipers has gone like this, and then I've just been driving around with one wiper up the whole time. Start finding the stickers for the resto of the body. And we'll just stick on even more. Yeah, once it's covered in stickers, then it'll look more right. This is a VS410 bumper. This isn't a baseline bumper. I think these are VS410 bumpers fore and aft. These are Pro Ultra bumpers. Yeah, Darth baseline. Oh yeah. These all have. These are the upgrade stainless rod hollow balls. When did I put this together? I have no recollection of doing this. Like, just put some axles under this and it's ready to go. I think I've just had an idea. I was speculating, and I was questionifying myself about what one of the giveaway rigs was going to be, and we might have arrived. We might have gotten there. Oh, David Hiscock, these are regularly available from Vanquish. Not only did I forget that I have these, but I have a whole another set of these. I didn't know that I had any of the stuff attached to the inside of this body. Now I'm actually kind of mad at myself about it. Yeah, Pro Ultra bumpers do work on almost anything. So I'm going to, okay. Look at that. Back in the rafters. So one of the giveaways will be an element. I mean, how could it not be? We have, this needs axles and a gearbox, and then this is pretty much done. So I don't know what the final outfit will look like. I don't know what body I'm going to put on it yet. I don't know what axles I'll put under it. I don't know. But I was digging through. Okay, let me see. Where is it? All right. If anyone is curious, and I don't know why you would be. I don't know what people get curious about. Whose radio is that? Where's this radio? Oh my God. This is what I do. Every one of these. Every week. I gather stuff up and I carry it around. He is like that comfortable old pair of shoes, though. I have axles you can use for that if you want them. I will take anything that anybody isn't using. Because I have two builds that I'm working on concurrently for giveaways. And as I said, I don't have the parts for either. What was that? Spoilers, you say? What did I assemble this morning? I had so many parts left over that all I needed to order were rear shafts and the rear center. So these are fully kit spec'd. This is straight out of a 10 Pro kit, 10 Pro axles. So one of the rigs giving away is going to have 10 Pro axles on it, which is the one that is kind of the meanest, because you can't run a full-size servo on this. You basically have to run a half height to run BTA with straight axles. It's one of the, if it was the Portals, you can get away with running a full height, but that's going on one of them. That one is going to be I don't know what that one's going to be. But basically this morning, in an effort to do this, which I didn't know that I had already done, I was looking through. So we've got every flavor. Element, TRX4, VS410, and I also have the chassis from the old CFXW, from the MST. And then I was digging through this. Sliders, bumpers, trying to see what center chassis will fit on what center chassis. I've got the Prefixial gearbox and transfer case, and I was trying to figure out how to incorporate this into some other chassis. Like could I go servo and axle and fit that? Well, will that fit in an Element rail? It will not. You could trim it down, but it basically, you'd have to drill a whole bunch of new holes. So, not ruling it out. It might fit. This is what I do. I take pieces. I also just got we got a Tulo, the one with the stupid 80s stripe on it. Well, it's got its own skid for it. That's the AMK Tulo. I've got a Mias box, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I've got a Mias box. I've got the inexplicable one that mounts them well. I'm thinking that I can. Well, Marco, I was gonna pair the MST box with Portals, and hope that like do it Capra style, and hope that would get us some decent amount of gear reduction with it. The one that puts the motor up high in the middle, and I was thinking 4-link front, centered pumpkins. Could maybe get that to work? Would a mullet system work on an XF transmission? Yeah. Basically, that's what legs, the one that I built with the. Damn it. Wait, let me see if I can do something. This is as technological as it gets around here. Go home. Then I go like this. And then I go like this, and then I go like, then I click here, and then I click there. That one I'm pointing out with my finger. That's basically how I built that. Was because Element axles are just flippable. You can just, they're center pinion because you can just turn the pinion over. I just used an Element Portal in the rear and an Element straight axle in the front, just coming off of I want to say it was an XF. It was either an XF or an X. I think it was an XF. I've already forgotten. But yeah, with Element, despite the fact that I have many, many reservations about the Element Portals, you can lock them down enough to where the C-hubs stop rotating. I don't recommend, if you're looking for a Portal axle, don't look at that one. I don't actively recommend them, but it kind of is the easiest way to build a mullet. Now, you can just get your rear axle of your choice, whether it's flippable or not, and just flip the ring in the front. So yeah, and the difference being, you would want to build your gearbox. Oh, Stealth Ghost says it was an X. It was an X, but XF would be the same. They have all the same internals, so it's the same gearbox. I also have I've got the FMM and T case, the Fake Creeper T, but that one I have an idea of where that's going to go. Benedict Harry has a transmission with counter-rotating shafts, so you don't have to flip axles. That is true. Nobody makes a really compact counter-rotating one, though. At least that I've seen. One lays down, one stands up. It's the same thing. Yeah. One is conventional motor position, one is motor forward. So yeah, you can use a Stealth. So it looks like it's going to be element rails, so I can declutter my bench a little. 10 Pro axles under a VS410 though doesn't sound like a terrible idea. Something about it appeals to me. Trying to think. Yeah, I mean an X is definitely easier than an XF because you can just turn it around and send the underdrive to the front. I was wondering when that weird vertical gearbox would show up. I had been trying to think of like how and where and why to implement that. And the only thing I could think of was, 4-link front end for sure, centered pumpkin. And then you get the motor up above the drive shaft so the motor's not in the way. I'm hearing mullet build giveaway. Let me think. That's just about building a rear axle. I have plenty of, I don't have plenty. I have a number of front axles. I do not have a number of rear portal axles. Thinking. A planetary reduction carrier bearing would work well for a mullet. Depending on mounting, it could reverse direction and correct the underdrive. Oh. You can use the rear axle off of a TRX6. It is counter-rotated and pair it with any straight axle. That's true. Do you want the TF2 chassis and 3-gear transmission? I mean, we'll build something out of it. He just mentions the backward chassis. I just found the box with the backwards chassis in it this morning. I was like, what is this box? It's right here. This was the Ally Express special where this is the front and this is the back, and they put it into the laser backwards, I guess, so that the chassis is tilted towards the back. Because if you try to flip it around and run it the other way, it doesn't really work. I think I'm going to make it work by using a lot of cutting. But I don't know how this gets through. Hey, Evan Jordan's got a spare TRX6 axle. I have housings. I could probably cobble a TRX6 axle together, maybe. But I barely had the stuff to put those 10 Pro axles together because I always forget. Like, there's always one. The 5x14x5 inner pinion bearings in the 10 Pro axles. I managed to scrounge 2 of them. And I believe they're the only 2 I have. So, we could definitely get a mullet because this is the perfect gearbox for it. You just mount it backwards so that it sends the 30% underdrive to the front, and then that counteracts the... Jeez. Okay. Let's see. Let's get a calculator. 34 divided by 11 is we'll call 3.1. And then we've got 23 divided by 9 is 2.55. We times that by 3.1. Okay, so 7.92 is the axle ratio of a 7.92 is the axle ratio of a TRX4 portal axle with no other stuff in it. And then an element axle is going to be 830, so 3.75. So we divide that by 3 points. Oh, no, we got to do it the other way around. So we do 3.75 divided by 7.92. That's 44% underdrive with no other parts changed. So that if you throw the 30% underdrive to the front, we should be at about 15%. Well, 3.75 times 1.3. Yeah, that makes the front a 4.875, and then we divide that by 7.92. Is that right? No, it's the other way around. We should be getting into a decent, see, it's too much math. TRX6 rear and any straight front would be, I think I've got an AR44 front. That would work. AR44 front. Yeah, it doesn't have to be reversed because it's reversed. Yeah. No, I don't want to check my math. If we get a TRX6 axle, that will definitely, I can build that. I'm not sure what rails I'll put it in. As you saw, oh man. It tempts me to go over to the metals drawer and grab the pile of stock rails. Because, man, do I replace stock rails a lot. I say that, and then I look up, and it's just like C channel. There's just C channels everywhere. But boy, do I replace a lot of C channels. Front under gears, rear over, also an option. Yeah, I can fine tune it. If it comes out around 15%, I'd be perfectly happy with that. I have yet to find a drawback. I had 3.45 instead of 3.75. That would do it. Mechanical overdrive. 2 2s in the front and 1 9s in the back. Oh, all right. Evan, send me an email. CrawlerCanyon@gmail. And you can use those TCS rails I sent in. Oh, yeah! Where are those? Ooh. The top of the bench is like a chaos, and underneath the bench is a nightmare. So finding the things that I've put away someplace safe is always fun. What axle is that? What did I do with those axles? I mean, with those rails. What did I do with those rails? Well, it's not going to come to me. It's not just going to spontaneously pop up. Saturday Live petition number 5. My wife has begrudgingly become accustomed to the schedule. And if I tried to change the schedule now, okay, that said, R.C. McGee, the 6th of January, I want to say. We'll start planning for it now. May, July. 5th of January. The 5th of January, we may indeed have a Saturday live stream because Anime Expo. You've all heard that before. Anime Expo 2025. Wait, let me say it again so that I don't have to type it. Anime Expo 2025 is July 3rd through July 6th. My contract is that I go 2 days. I go the first 2 days. So I will be going Thursday the 3rd and Friday the 4th. And Friday the 4th will be absolute cakewalk. I said July. I might have said January. I'm still as tired as I was before. July 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, 2025 is Anime Expo. I will be there the 3rd and the 4th and no more. They only go 3 days. So the wife will take the kid or kids on Saturday the 5th. Oh, I will definitely, there'll be a post up about it and everything. So we will live stream on Saturday, July 5th. Instead of Friday the 4th, because I won't be, wait, live at Anime Expo? Listen, YouTube has been trying to get me to do vertical live stream for I don't know how long. I've still got this stupid thing. Vertical live stream from Anime Expo. Live at Anime Expo, you guys will get to see just the sheer amount of people. Oh God, would the microphone even work? You already got the 3D list for the costumes. So, the kid is redoing one that they did before, and they're talking about doing the bomb head again. Oh, please don't do the bomb head again. But the giant hammer has been retired, so I may have to create and or generate one new thing. We will see how that goes. It's still, oh man, there are definitely furries there. And when you find out what those things cost, what it costs to have that made, like if you want to be a wolf, what it costs to have the wolf made. Some of those things are like 10 grand. The H10 Origin guys got nothing on the furries. I mean, if you want to make a cross comparison there, that's up to you. I'm just putting it out there that furries have spent 10 grand on a custom do they call them fursuits? I don't know. I don't know the lingo. I have a proposal. If we get more viewers that July 5th than the average amount of viewers on Fridays, would you consider Saturdays? Because Saturdays are for the boys. But it's live stream Friday, man. Would you get an H10? Ooh. There's the question. I wish there was a way to make polls in the chat. If I could make a poll in the chat, I would say, would you rather buy an H10 Origin or a furry costume? I've told you all, furries are out there. They are out there. Those suits are daily drivers. Yeah, originally, RC McGee came in too late, because what happened is when we were originally going to do the live stream, I was asking questions about it on the community board, and a bunch of people were not available on Saturday. So I was like, okay, we'll test it out on Friday. And we've been doing it Friday ever since. And Friday has become part of my weekly schedule. I work filming around it. I record Saturday mornings. Recording is generally Saturdays, Mondays, and either Wednesday or Thursday. I think you know about more about furries than you claim. This will be my, okay, we went 19, 19, 22, 23, 24. This will be my 5th Anime Expo. This will be my 5th one. How can I not make a poll? You can make polls on all the other live streaming platforms. Yeah, I have seen polls on other live streams. I have no idea how that is supposed to be executed here. Friday for sure. Weekends are for wheeling with the kids. Yeah, I have no problem with live stream Friday. Live stream Friday. Friday, it's like it's kind of the opposite. Well, no, I guess it's the same. Friday is the start of the weekend, I think, for everybody. Just type in Japanese furry into Google. No, absolutely not. Only if I can, if I put it in like incognito mode, then I'll type Japanese furry. I can't believe I just said it out loud. Some sort of device heard that. Or just type I remember the CSI Furries episode. I remember that. It's live stream sleeping weekend. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I have to say, make sure you do it on your work computer. Oh, OMG, no. Why? What's wrong with people? Hey, man, everybody has got their own weird, right? I consider Anime Expo in particular. Anime Expo is a safe space, okay? There are all levels of weird. There are all levels of weird. RoboKitty's driver and passenger. RoboKitty's head was one of the solar-operated shakers. I moved them up so high I can't reach. But, you know, it's like solar, like they have the little hula dancer, like one of those. But it was a cat, and it fell off the high shelf and broke. So I salvaged the head, and that became RoboKitty's head. The passenger is a bear whose head is a ball of yarn from a really, really, truly terrible children's cartoon from when my kids were kids called Lala Loopsy. They had a yarn bear. It's got buttons for eyes. It's kind of creepy. So I found that head in a toy box, and I put that head aside for about a decade, and then that became the other head. Mrs. Godey stable. Got a call again in an hour's time. I won't sleep. Some rigs are getting fixed. I wish you nothing but the best. I hope that you all do well. Let your freak flag fly, just not in my face, please. But that is the deal with going to Anime Expo. You know where you're going. This is where the nerds are. The nerds and the geeks and the freaks and the weirdos, right? We're all into our own thing of weird. We're presumably adults that play with toy cars. I consider it just a lateral move from the fursuit people. That's their weird. This is our weird. I watch some anime myself. I'm super cash, right? I don't get into that like I got into this, right? So when I am at Anime Expo, nothing's weird. Everybody is just doing their thing. They're just there to have a good time. And the difference is, here's the difference. And I mean no disrespect to any of the attendees of Anime Expo or followers of anime or anything. But in my estimation, when I go out into the public, when I have to go someplace, nobody can tell, man. Nobody can tell. I just look like everybody else. Some of the people, some of the attendees in Anime Expo, they don't have that capacity. That guy's not in, there's a guy that's not in costume, but I'd be able to pick that guy out. Because that guy's a little out of the ordinary, let's say. So if those people have a venue, if they have a place that they can go and look weird and be weird and that be the norm, then I'm all for it. I'm absolutely all for it. Are there toy car expos? The RC car one is coming up in April at Pomona Fairgrounds. Every year the RC part gets a little bit smaller and the overlanding part gets a little bit bigger. But it's not a bad way. Mr. Truitt and I have gone. It's not a bad way to kill a couple hours on a Saturday afternoon. It's not too terrible of a drive. And you can look at the absolutely nonsensical train setup that the Pomona RC Railway, or Pomona Scale Railway, that's been there forever and ever and ever. I remember going and seeing it as a child. It's not a bad time. If you're in Southern California, it's sometime in April. It keeps popping up on my Facebook. Check it out. It's not a bad time. Yep, that's how you find the right wife. You just need to make sure you're weird compliments. Yep. Everyone is weird according to someone else. Yep. What about toy train people? Toy train people, slot car people, Hot Wheels people, lowrider hopper people. You name it. You name it. It's all its own little subset of weird. There are people that own like 1,000 of those. I own 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I own 11 Funkos, and I bought that one. That's the only one I ever bought. I bought this for my son, and he didn't use it, so I stole it. I bought the Spike Spiegel at Anime Expo this past year. Zoku gave me that. I bought this at Anime Expo this year, so I got the Spike and I got that Luffy. This is how we collect this stuff. That's how we collect this stuff. My wife loves her 18th scale crawlers. Very convenient. Yeah. I like to think that I'm weird enough to know I'm normal, or is it normal enough to know I'm weird? Yeah. He who dies with the most toys is still dead. That dude that has what is it? How many hundred thousands of Hot Wheels has he got? That guy? I think he's got us all beat. I understand everything but Beanie Babies. Beanie Babies was the same thing. People got into a fervor. They thought they were investing. They thought they were investing in them. And that's not how it works, because those things were produced in crazy numbers. Yes, Mr. Mythigan sent in a handful of the crew from Letterkenny, of the Letterkenny crew. Someone sent in the Luffy and the Gear 5 Luffy, which is kind of out of frame. It's in my eyesight. It's in my eye line right under the camera, but it's kind of out of frame. Everybody's weird commentary is excellent. Thank you. But yeah, Beanie Babies making a comeback. A friend of mine is an avid comic book collector. Comic books used to be like the fringe, and now comic books are super normal. Just resurrected my 15-year-old RR-10 Bomber, Fusion Pro and Tutus. What would you recommend? It's basically going to be my trail truck because LCG doesn't like to trail. Maybe Fling Kings? I don't know if they do a Tutu Fling King. You could do the monster truck size Fling King. I want to say they're 2.6s, 2.8s, whatever's the Stampede size. Is that 2.8s? You could do the Stampede size Fling Kings. That thing would be shredding. My wife is a horse trainer, or we're going to surface mine and spend entirely too much on RCs. It all evens out. Yeah. Do you still have the Whitecaps ball I sent in? It's behind the divider. It will never happen. But I would love. Did you say mechanical keyboard people? I would love to rebuild the tire rack. Can we zoom out to the tire rack? I would love to rebuild the tire rack because as with everything else, it was built to suit at the time. And it does not bear enough weight. This dowel has a little bit of sag in it, and most of those have wheels in them. I would love to rebuild it so that it optimizes the space a little better, wraps around the monitor a little better, because nothing here was built to accommodate this. All of the filming stuff was just slapdash bolted onto the bench. There is let's see if we can see through this one. Okay, so here is camera one. This is what you see everything by. There's a Nibbles from the Del Taco. Here's the Stream Deck. That's how I bounce from scene to scene. There's the Dymo that someone sent in. And then back here, it's just a nightmare. It's just a nest of cables. There's where I see chat. There's where I see infinity. And see, we just have dead spaces. There's camera 2. There's where all the shock oil would be much better served in a different place, methinks. But I've got a binder clip holding up the cable for camera 1. There's where all the tools live. None of this was supposed to be here. It just came to be, and then we end up where we are now. So there's cables tangled around cables. I never had any intention of putting a keyboard and a computer and monitors and all that stuff out here. So if you could see behind it, there's pegboard behind all the monitors because there used to be tools and stuff hanging up back here. And now there's a 32-inch and a 27-inch. Oh, yeah. And then, oh, my God. Okay, you're already here. Might as well. We've got a nice long cable on this one. Need to flip it. There we go. Okay, this should still look normal. We're going dive. We're going dive. You come under here. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Looks pretty normal. All right. It's just gonna get worse. Yeah. It definitely gets worse before it gets better. And then we go all the way around. Still bins. And then I've lost connection. Oh, wait. Oh, there we are. Yep. I don't know. This one's color is going crazy, too. That's too bright. There we go. That's a little bit better. That's a little better. Boop. What happens if Marie Kondo shows up? Well, here's the thing. I don't have to worry. She's always there. She's always looking down on us. Just build a new studio. Yeah, just build a new one. Yeah, Marie would just be like, whatever Japanese is for oh shit. She would not know what to make of it. And the sheer number of bins, the amount of stuff in here, I have an inability to throw things away because what if I need that? It just keeps... That's why stuff like this is getting built, and it's got to go. I cannot keep them all. I want to keep building them, but I can't keep them. I can't keep every one of them. There's truly not enough space. We are in 25 by 25 feet, 625 square feet, 9-foot wall, 12-foot ridge. It's a big space. I'm in a fairly big space. Sometimes it feels completely full. And we're going to get it a little bit less full, a tiny little bit less full, because Kronk will be heading out. Another one will be heading out the week after that, and then the week after that, and a week after that. And the Class 1 Stomper is heading out to Michigan. Deadpool is heading up to... I can honestly remember if it's Washington or Oregon. I think it's Washington. It's heading to the Pacific Northwest. My tool shed has more room. So, I don't have anything built for the giveaways for the last 2 weeks. I have a filler. There's another one that is a fleet member that's going, and then the other two will be built, like I said, one on C channels and most likely one on flat rails, though now I'm debating a whole bunch of things. So as parts come in, everything is fluid. we just kind of we kind of adapt. Oh, two. I want to. Oh, well, here's why. I was moving stuff behind the wall here, the quote unquote wall, and that's how the Stomper got pushed off. There we go. Boop. There he is. There he is. Crawler City RC is headed to breakfast, which is wild. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. And y'all know what 3:30 means. It's coffee time. And we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna figure out what we'll eat for dinner. I pick up my kid from trade school. They've only got another. We're getting into it. They've got about less than 5 weeks. They got less than 5 weeks, and they're done with that. And then they'll have a license in whatever they're getting a license in. I would like to pretend that I pay more attention, but I don't. This is an Element chassis. You got tricked by the Vanquish bumpers on it. So do indeed listen to 330 wheelbase. 330 wheelbase. Do indeed have a good weekend, everybody. We will meet again in all the old familiar places. It's a tire test tomorrow. It's Bruce on Sunday, and that's all I've got in the can, because it rained for 2 days and now it's like super sunny. Hopefully it's dry. Fingers crossed for it dry in the morning so I can get a couple episodes in the can, and then I'll see you on the Discord. Yes, I need to post how to pair to the YouTube. When a googly man gets here, if and when a googly man arrives, we will go through that. We will do the whole thing. We'll unbox. We will rocks. We will do all of the usual stuff. I've got some other projects in the works, and if I try to think of them right now, much like the Man of Spain, my head will explode because I can't really think of any of them. I'm fidgeting so bad. I found this foam wheel, and I've been fidgeting with it the whole time for about the last 20 minutes. So, Ed Scrivener beat me to it. See y'all next week. Have a great weekend, everybody. This is what we do. She took us in. She brought us into the world. She could take us out. We'll see you next time, everybody. And I'm gonna do the thing where I turn this off. What I like to do is be silent for about 20 seconds.